always just that active when defenders I think is like
Are we live? Of course we're live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Welcome to the Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspur live semi-final Cat Carabao Watchalong with myself and obviously you guys. Now, as an Arsenal fan of the game first, football club second. I can't lie, I wish both teams could lose. I know a lot of Arsenal fans, we're speaking like it's a given that we're just going to pattern Liverpool because we know Klopp don't really take these competitions seriously. Obviously, we all know what's happened with that game, but there's a talk of a potential North London derby. Of course, Chelsea wants something to say. It could be an all-German affair. Now, regardless of what you have to say about the competition, about all of those things, it's a trophy at the end of the day. Of course, no one's waking up and saying and aspiring as a young player to want to win the Carabao Cup and things, but it's a trophy. All that matters is the trophies, and especially once you're at the semi-final, it should be a good contest for Tottenham. Obviously they don't really know what a trophy is. Last time they won a trophy was this, and ain't really kicked on since. They had Jose Mourinho, got to the final, still failed to win. They don't know what a trophy is. Of course I enjoyed that as an Arsenal fan, saying that Spurs, I had to get it out, man. There's an element of banter to this thing, but man, for Conte, if anyone's going to bring trophies, it's going to be him. Really, he done it at Inter. Can he do it at Spurs this season with the personnel he's got? He's at the semi-finals. I don't know for the long term. They clearly need to upgrade. For Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea are in the business of winning trophies at all levels. Champions League, Premier League, it is what it is. Couple of interesting things. Obviously, Lukaku is playing. I know, obviously, if you've been following football in the last week, he's saying sorry, then he's not. All of these sort of things, people. It looks like Chelsea, you can see the lineup of both teams to my left and right, got that done right in time, but it looks like Chelsea might be going to a back four. I don't know, because it could very well be a three. In fact, I think I got the wrong lineup in front of it for you guys as well, man. I'm shaking you lot. It's all of that. Hudson-Odoi is not playing. I think I copied and pasted the wrong one, but yeah, we'll pattern that in a second for you guys, people. What's going on there? I think I exported the wrong thing. Where's it gone? I think this is why you shouldn't say things to the cloud, man. I tried to do it on my other laptop. Sorry, folks. Callum Hudson-Odoi is not playing. Everybody else he's not playing. 1 sec, I'll get him out that lineup immediately. Crazy one. Who's in your place, Saul? I'm so sure I put in Hakim Ziyech. What is going on? Sorry, folks. I'm right here. I think I got zanked. I think it didn't save what I was doing, but nonetheless, it's only one name. It's just Ziyech in and my man Hudson-Odoi out. So Callum Hudson-Odoi is not there, people. Apologies. Let me put him out further deeper. But everybody else is there. Anyways, apart from that hiccup, you can see the lineup. And again, as I said, it's an opportunity of a trophy. You don't not want that it could. Again, the only thing that could hurt more for me, if I was to put myself in an Arsenal shoes, is getting to the final and losing to either Spurs or Chelsea. It could be deflated. Losing any final is a bit of an L. Why am I behaving like I can't spell Mason Mount? I just had a mad brain thought. You lot are putting me under pressure. But nonetheless, let's go. Ziyech. Put your number 22 in. And again, we're back where we started, people. And again, it's a semi-final. It's a bit disappointing as an Arsenal fan for whatever reason not to play. I know COVID, etc. Yes. It's just disappointing not to be watching my club, regardless of our result. Now, saying that against Liverpool, I don't know if that's what I want. But yeah, let's edit that background very quickly. If only I can remember what I saved there. Is this it? Yeah, we're back again, people. Apologies for that. But yeah, you can see the bench of both sides in the benches of both sides in the graphic below, and you can see the lineup. Where Chelsea are concerned, they're going with Kepa, Azpilicueta, Sarr, Rudiger, Alonso, Mason Mount, Saul, who ain't really kicked off for him at Chelsea. Jorginho, Ziyech, Havertz, and Lukaku, who we just spoke about, people. For Spurs, they've got Lloris, Doherty, Davis, Sanchez, Emerson, Tanganga, Skip, Højbjerg, Mount, Son, and Harry Kane. So both teams have gone kind of strong, really and truly. It's the first leg, so again, you want to give yourself a good platform. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. If you win, it's far from a conclusion. Be interested to see, obviously, Spurs versus Chelsea again. It's one where I want to see carnage, if I'm honest with you. I want to see controversy. I want to see all of that stuff. I want to see handbags. I want to hear it all. Apologies, people. 25 minutes until kickoff here at Stamford Bridge. Make sure you're hitting the like button, as my guy Mervyn has said there. Spurs are losers. Nothing wrong with stating facts. Nothing more, nothing less. Big up Stylish and all the members. Chelsea versus Spurs, best of the back three. But is it a back three today? Who's in that? Obviously, Saul's likely to be the left back, but is it a back four thing? I don't know if they changed that. And if it is a back four, which I don't think he's going to change it, especially in a game against Chelsea, be nice to see Rudiger beat the back three allegations in the back four tax. It is what it is. And we've made another L as well. Fuck it, L. Mr. Number 29. And now we're really done. As you can see, I hate graphics. I'm kind of ill, people. As you lot can see, this is why I'm on the men now, but this is why I'm eating all these citrusy things. Chelsea really done. Let's call it that. Good looking out there, my guy. For the last final time, in fact, the lineup's there, the number's wrong, man. Come on, ain't none of you had the same number in Sunday League. Background. Only I can remember what the hell I just named that. My memory, short-term memories. Oh, then. Is this it? There we have it. Appreciate that. Conte makes me nervous. Nothing wrong with that. You know, when you think of Conte, you think of cerebral. You know, obviously it'd be interesting to see the lineup because when you look at Spurs or Conte, it's counter-attacking football, and it looks like they've turned a leaf over there at Spurs. It'll be interesting to see because Chelsea haven't exactly been in the best form. Lukaku going to be on a madness tonight. It would be part of the script, innit? You know, all the nonsense or whatever that's going on in the week. He scores, he's a hero again, sort of thing. He said, sorry, it is what it is. Red cards would be great for us, to be fair. Hopefully. Lukaku going to look at the touchline and see Conte, man, is going to be in his feelings. Probably. Proud of your progress, my guy. Big up yourself. Marcus Perkins, I appreciate that. Stop cutting onions, my guy. Son straight red and 2 match ban. I think you're asking a lot, but it'll be good from a point of view of us having them. Apart from Son and Mora, Spurs is a boring team. To be fair, Kane's not bad. Conte hype, I can't lie to you. Appreciate you, Craig. Spurs are playing a 3-4-3. Chelsea is playing a 4-3-3. I don't know if Chelsea are playing for it, man. As Arsenal fans, who do you want to win? Part of me wants Tottenham just so we can batter them. No, you know, it's one where I wish both teams can lose. If it comes to it, they're both the pagans, innit? If it comes to it, Chelsea, innit? Like, I can't cheer on Spurs. Unless there was some mad universe where we'd need Spurs to win to get top 4 or win the league, or as I said, fantasy, there's no way in hell. You know, if I've been kidnapped and there's people saying they're going to kill me if Spurs don't win over 90 minutes, which they love to bottle, so they'd let me down in that regards. I can't be cheering them man there on. I wouldn't say I'm supporting Chelsea at all. But if it comes to it, rather Chelsea, man. No winners, man. No winners. Spurs is the pagans, like the number one pagans. Then it's a Chelsea thing. You know, Spurs were little boys in this thing. Chelsea, since Romans come, obviously Chelsea have a history. You know, since Romans come, they've been messing up the base, really and truly. You know, it would have been lovely for City to somehow be in this because I don't know no City fans. So, you know, I know Liverpool, Spurs, etc., people. So, and I don't want any of my friends to, if it's not Arsenal, to bask in any sort of glory. I don't know no City fans. So, if they could have won it, if they're in the competition, it would have been good. Please make sure you're hitting that like button as stated, people. Big up yourselves. Pardon me. Need to take them as well. Buki pills. Don't watch me, people. Should really do it with water. It's the Man City pills. Who would you prefer up front, Kane or Lukaku? Kane. Sorry, I meant to say Kane. Kane slightly. I can't lie. Lukaku scores goals. I think people get onto him, but I just think if I was a manager, I think Kane's got a bit more to him in it. He's more my sort of striker. Lukaku's gonna get goals. You feed him surface, he's gonna bag in it. But Kane almost drops deep too much. I know in Kane's head, you know, someone needs to tell him, brother, you're number 9. You know, take the 10 off, put the 9 on. Just do the Alan Shearer thing. He likes to drop deep too much, almost. But I like that sort of thing. Not to say Lukaku don't try and that, but yeah, man, dead that. DG, do you think Havertz is capable of providing a creative spark in behind Lukaku? For me, he is far too safe with his passing, and his undefined role causes more problems than it provides solutions. That's the catch-22 of footballers these days, you know. Again, Arsenal have them, United got them with Martial, Rashford. Again, for me, Greenwood's a 9, but long term, but you could say him. Arsenal got a bag of them. You know, for me, I like how footballers are multifunctional and things, and you've got cases like probably Bernardo Silva, he can play on either flank as a 10, can play behind. Gundogan, Bear City players can play everywhere, innit? But I think if it's not to that level, on one hand, you've got that. I don't think players are like, if you was a tradesman, I'm an electrician, but I can do plumbing and things. It feels like everybody these days can do everything, but no one really does anything great. And Havertz has got potential. He can play as a false 9. He can play on the flanks. You know, for me, because he's a creative man, he's probably at home in a quote-unquote free role. But you're right, man. In theory, I believe he can. I wouldn't say he plays safe. Well, yeah, you could. I just think he's lacking in quality since I've seen. It's a bit underwhelming for sometimes. He's almost half there, really. Would you swap Aubameyang for Lukaku if you could, considering the contract, the age, and that? Why not? You know, why not? My friend's a Chelsea fan, so that's more so a reason I need Tottenham to win. But ultimately, like you said, there's no winners in this as an Arsenal fan. There's no winners, bro. No winners. It would have been better for Liverpool to be on this side of the draw and then our thing. Really, look at Harry Kane, 232 goals in 300 odd games. His last goal versus Chelsea came in the 2018-19 League Cup semi-final first leg. So if you're a gambler, not that, obviously, bet responsibly in that. I know some of you follow me on Twitch. Make sure you're doing that and you love to gamble in that. But that could be a good omen, really and truly. When I look at Spurs, again, as a neutral, I wouldn't say Moura is underrated. But just speaking to my brothers that are Spurs fans, one of them is not really too kind on Moura. I think Moura, he looks, the guy at time, I'm not betting in Kane and Son, obviously, but he makes things happen for me. He drives at people. He wins fouls. Son, it goes without saying, quality player, as is Harry Kane. The midfield's media, and I think that's the area, just like at Arsenal, Conte is badly desperate to address the midfield. You know, I do think Conte can get them up to a point, but I think they need personnel. Respectfully, I think Skip and Højbjerg can do a job in the team, but it's a bit like United with Fred, and to a degree, us with, you know, Mr. 34 in the middle. You can't really get to a certain level where you want to go if you know, with certain man in the team that are in elevated roles. Pardon me. It is what it is. What you expecting to see tonight, bro, on a tactical thing? Both teams to cancel each other out initially. I do think Spurs are going to get a lot of spaces and gaps. You know, Chelsea, the back three. Again, there's a slight change. Christensen's not there, but I expect them to get on the ball and leave half spaces. I'm keen to see what happens on the left-hand side. You know, Aspilicueta, for me, against Brighton, was probably one of the only players, ironically, with Lukaku for Chelsea that looked half about it. But if you're a Spurs man, you know, Aspilicueta is not getting any younger. Can you test them legs? Really, Doherty's on the left-hand side, so make of that what you will. You know, I expect both teams to kind of cancel each other out. I'm keen to see Spurs on the counter because Chelsea probably will dominate possession. And then there's that high line. So, yeah, man. I don't know, man, really. And I expect to see a congested midfield because obviously you've got Lukaku up there. Havertz, in theory, might drop. You've got Jorginho there. You've got Mount there. Again, Skip and Højbjerg are not going to be doing too much, and they're going to be quite stable in the middle. So, yeah, man, I think the best thing for me as a neutral would be an early goal. I think that, quote unquote, throws the tactics overboard, but I think we might see a conservative approach only because it's 180 minutes. There were rumors, and, you know, banter aside with Spurs fans, you know, health is wealth. I hope everyone's got that, by the way. There were rumors, and again, there might not be rumors. There might be something more to it, but there was rumors that Spurs have their own COVID thing going on, or it might have even been Chelsea, to be fair, but I'm sure it said Spurs and whatnot. So, yeah, it doesn't look like anybody of note is missing out. Not that it matters if they're a quality player or not. As I said, health is wealth and all of those things, people. 32 likes. Can we keep boosting up the thing? I'm moving mad. Being ill will make you move mad. I've just had a craving for fruit, for Coke. Pause. Obviously, the drinking Coke. That just sounds mad. And you know how these out of context, man, are. That sounds crazy. Like the true Caribbean descendant I am, obviously. They don't pay me, so I ain't. Can you flip the bottle? If you know, W and that in it, like back that's the solution to everything. And like I said, the citrusy things, man. Trying to stay alive, man. Breaking news, just on that. Breaking news for this game. Conte and Thiago Silva have tested positive for COVID. So there you have it. There you have it. So again, make or break for Saul because he hasn't hit the levels he can. Underwhelmed with Saul, really, but maybe there's an Atletico tax, because it seems like the man them that leave Atletico, I'm not going to do a certain Arsenal midfielder dirty and remind you of what happened, but it just seems they look a bit booky once they leave Atletico. I don't know if it's the systems and things, but they just look a bit booky. Like, I don't know if Tuchel, when I see signings like that, it's a bit like Van de Beek. Obviously, the manager's changed, but it's like, who signed him? Because it don't seem like Tuchel really fancy Saul. Now, if he asks for him and he sees him in training and he's not levels, then a man's not levels, but is what it is. Big up to you, Vito. I see you say you're from America. 6, 7 a.m. streams. Big up the international fans then, because that isn't kind at all. I thought I had it bad. So, yeah, man, hopefully this is a good game of football filled with controversy and goals, really. If it comes to, I'd rather Chelsea go out, but I'll back us more against Spurs, to be fair with you. Be interesting to see the North London derby in a couple of weeks still. You look at the benches of both sides, again, Ndombele can't buy a game. I don't think Conte is against Dele Alli, but he never took his chance against Southampton when we did a watch-along for that. Brian Gill, he's probably not ready physically. Winks is on the bench. Reguilon's on the bench. Obviously, they have to play it a bit smart. For Chelsea, they've got the talented Lewis Hall, very good young player, and as is Harvey Vale. They're on the bench. Hudson-Odoi is on the bench. You know, grass is green in that regards. Ross Barkley, Bentinelli, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Werner, Pulisic, and Kovacic make up the benches, people. Again, I don't think I've said the starting lineup. I'm bugging out. I must have. For Chelsea, the home side, Kepa, Azpilicueta, Sarr, Rudiger, Alonso, Mount, Saul, pardon me, Jorginho, Ziyech, Havertz, Lukaku. Over there for the away side of Spurs, they've got Hugo Lloris, Doherty, Davis, Sanchez, Emerson, Tanganga, Skip, Højbjerg, Mount, Son, and obviously Harry Kane. DG, what signings do you want Arsenal to make? A centre mid, striker? Awa, Guimaraes. These sort of guys, Kakare, if you could. These sort of guys, Adeyemi. Can we try again for Szoboszlai? It's a myth trying to get that done in Jan. Boy. Man said 1v1 Demon can't get past the bench. Should be playing Liverpool on Wednesday, not a Thursday. 2 days is too short to play Spurs. Boy, we're going to have to rest people. Man. It's a sheg. You know, just like that, it's a sheg. And to be fair, again, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but the very fact that they tried to sheg us with the Wolves game, and obviously Wolves couldn't put out players. Now this thing is happening. Not even to be fair, you know, the Burnley game's been pushed back, I think, to Sunday. But on another hand, as much as I think we've been given a short straw, these things happen. Obviously, I'm not talking about COVID and things, but games come thick and fast. You need to utilize the squad. And I always preach it, but this is where football fans in general need to realize it's a squad game, especially when you find yourself in the middle of things at January. You can't just be screaming, sell everyone. Like, as an Arsenal fan, you know, there's bare players in theory I'd be open to offers for. You know, I think Lacazette has to stay and just run down his deal. But if an offer comes of a player whose deal's running out, it makes sense to keep it pushing. You know, by the same logic, in fact, someone who we need to get money, Nketiah, you know, and these sort of things. Pablo Marie, Callum Chambers, Kolasinac, again, El Nene, you know, these sort of things. Like, to a degree, Aubameyang as well. You've got to be very wary. If, you know, people get injured, the narratives change. Look how many, at all clubs, look how many things and talking points have been done up until the 5th of January. We've got now till May. There's bare different talking points, loss of form, injuries. Unfortunately, this COVID thing, maybe one day it goes away. Right now, it seems like something we're going to have to put up with. And there's always that, you know, you could wake up to half the team being out. Like, Liverpool fans, maybe they heard rumors, but to me as an ignorant non-Liverpool fan, I woke up, you know what? Last night / this morning, you started to see, for me anyways, training grounds are closed and all of these sort of things. Keep smashing the like button if you haven't already. Yeah, they've moved it. We're playing on the 13th and the 20th. You think Patino could get a few minutes in the FA Cup game? I hope so. But this is where I need the club to sign a centre mid, man. You know, if there's an injury crisis, we're going to have to throw him in. But life isn't fair. And, you know, I'd back him to do his thing, but it's not healthy. And for me, I'm tired of Arsenal young players coming through with chaos. Like, Smith Rowe got his chance after we tried the Lacazette and the Willian thing. He was moving rubbed. To a degree, Saka thrived in and amongst the chaos. I want to get back to when we had a healthy platform, and then these guys can come in so they feel a lot more comfortable, man. You know how football fans are. The same people gassing up Charlie and saying they he's this, that, and the other. You have one shaky game, it's a myth. Look at I saw that with Callum Hudson-Odoi when he was first coming through. Seeing it with Balogun, you know, people making unrealistic comments and building up things. He gets his opportunity, he struggles. I would say, well gone for Dane Scarlett, though. I just clocked. He's not even on the bench. Wonder how Conte views that young G. Realistically, who should we be signing this window? Looking like Aubameyang, Marie, and Nketiah are all leaving this month. As you mentioned in the next video, that Nketiah has links with Brighton. Probably need to sell players. I don't know how much money Arsenal have because by our standards, you know, 150 million, I don't know if there's any money left. I would have hoped there was some money left because I would have loved to have seen, obviously, a centre mid coming in an ideal world, but I don't know how much money's left in January. I don't know who's dependent on outgoings, and just in general, it looks like we're gonna have to see a move on with the Ainsley Maitland-Nileses and these sort of guys before we move, man. Aubameyang's been linked with bare teams, but I need to see something. Like Maitland-Niles was linked, and there started to be legs. There started to people want to talk to him and whatnot. Jose's spoken about him as well. Aubameyang's been linked with everyone, and right now he's in Gabon. I don't know if his agent's handling stuff or whatever, but it's a myth. And that's just like everyone, you know. Harry Kane's form means he ain't being linked with clubs like that. But give it a few, you know, if he scores today, the City links might come. For obvious reasons, it don't make sense for Spurs to sell him. Hard to be. So, yeah, man. Hearing Williams' name brings back bad memories. Boy, made out the struggle, man. Man said who, Dane who. Must be Bando or something. 37 likes, people. I can't lie. The hoodie has to get backed off, man. Oh, shit. Almost smacked up the mic. Hey, I could be a goalie. You saw that catch? This is why I think I'm the chosen one. I told you. I think God gave me superpowers. I just don't know which ones they are. You saw them reactions. Serious chosen one. Big up you lot again. On a serious note, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope you're all in good spirits and you're all, you know, comfortable. And you're hopefully here for a good game and a stress-free watch along. Saying stress-free, if you're a Spurs or Chelsea fan, that can't be applied. But for us to have nothing to do with this, at least until the latter stages, it's calm. T is saying, come on, Chelsea. DG, why didn't Arsenal take the 20 million from Wolves at the time? I don't know. Very reactive, you know. Wolves, Everton, very reactive. We need to be proactive. And this is where, for me, we're getting rid of them now. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is probably the last one. But there's, you know, 3 games, it looks like a man might have a future here. 3 other games, it looks like he's gone. It's dead, man. I hope Tottenham get battered. Come on. You know, I ain't cheering on no one, you know. I just need to be able to run agendas. Well, that Chelsea or Spurs? Shout out to the IC3. You good there, broski? To be fair, I'm surprised they haven't upgraded Stamford Bridge yet. And I'm sure Roman Abramovich must be looking to pattern that in the near to distant future. So yeah, man. In fact, on the topic of Aubameyang, sorry folks, it's come off my screen. The Gabon national team currently in Dubai are refusing to board a flight to Cameroon due to a dispute over unpaid salaries with the GFF. A GFF official has threatened to send local players to AFCON instead if Aubameyang and his peers do not travel. Pay people the money, man. This is what stops the motherland country from advancing, man. Crazy. Shameless plug. Make sure to check out the DG merchandise store to get you a DG hat, mug, hoodie, etc. Come on. As Nightbot says, there's the link. We're 5-6 minutes away from kickoff, people. In terms of predictions, 1-1. 1-1. I'd say 1-1. As you lot know, Conte faces Chelsea for the first time since he left in 2018. This is a 6th meeting in a major semi-final. Chelsea have won 4 of the last 5. They've met in 2 League Cup finals. Chelsea won in 2015, Spurs won in 08. So, boy, as you know, Spurs knocked Chelsea out of the League Cup on pens last season before losing the final. Chelsea have won 9 of the last 15 meetings since November 2016. Spurs have scored 2 goals in the last 7 meetings, and Conte ain't going to stand for that. He's going to want desire, passion, and fight. Chelsea have lost 1 of their last 21 games since early October. So, you know, numbers don't lie as much as it's doom and gloom. Spurs have only lost 1 of 11 games since Conte was appointed. I'm just reading this off Sky Sports. It says Chelsea have reached 5 League Cup finals since 2005, winning 3. I wish I had these stats. Tottenham have reached 5 League Cup finals since 2002, winning once. I thought something went wrong with my TV, but it's just Stamford Bridge doing some display thing. Crikey, man. This is coming like WWE, man. Can we just, what happened to just players walking on the pitch and just doing the thing? What is this WWE stuff? Just reminds me of Chris Benoit. Big up Stamford Bridge, though. I'm sure someone got paid a handsome change for that. 4 minutes until kickoff, people. Clement is saying, shout out to you. 2-1 Spurs. Big up Clement, man. Always plugging. Also, make sure to subscribe to DG's YouTube channel and Twitch channel as the march to 50k on YouTube and 10k on Twitch. Turn on your notifications on both platforms for better content every day. 100%. Spurs K, Chelsea K. Both teams are in the tunnel. Spurs are coming out first. Is it a save the best till last thing? Smiles on the Chelsea boys. Spurs lads look serious. Is it going to be an Italian job today? Be interesting to see the matchups, man. I think there's a penalty in this game, you know. Did someone out? Conte's there. Did someone, you know, did Conte make sure he walked into the right changing room? Probably forgot. Oh, what that? Lukaku. Again. Wonder what comments will come out again regarding Lukaku. I mean, probably going to flirt with Conte. Belgium should have been world champions in 2018. Boy, we should have won in 06, but it's not always how the cookie crumbles. I feel like Chelsea could do a swap deal, Lukaku and Kane. To be fair, it'd be good for all parties. Conte gets his done. I guess Spurs get another striker. Kane at Chelsea be a good fit. They don't typically deal. I remember when Spurs wouldn't. To be fair, Spurs were close to signing Rudiger under Lampard, but you know, if I was Chelsea, I'd still have a lot of bad blood, really, from when they couldn't secure Luka Modric. And to be fair, I'd be all for Lukaku going to Spurs. Do you know how much interviews we'd get? The minute Conte bosses, I hope Conte's only there for 2 years, man. I really hope it's an 18-month thing because I'm shook still. It's not even just Conte, it's the Patrici, but if he keeps bringing in guys like Brian Gill, I'm all on it. But, you know, I think Spurs could do all right soon. By Spurs' standards, I can't lie, Spurs fans, I can't give you lot too much praise. Boy, I don't mind playing Chelsea in the final. You know what happened the last time we bucked them in such. Rob Holding still probably gives these men nightmares. Boy, we're shameless, that's all we've got. I didn't even think Lukaku had to do that apologies thing, but fans are mad, so it needed to be done. But I don't think he needed to speak either. The only thing I think he did wrong was the Inter Milan flirting. He's just signed there. Once again, where the lineups are concerned, 2 minutes until kickoff. Kepa, Aspilicueta, Sarr, Rudiger, Alonso, Mount, Saul, Jorginho, Ziyech, Havertz, and Lukaku. Spurs line up with Hugo Lloris, Doherty, Davis, Sanchez, Emerson Royal, Tanganga, Skip, Højbjerg, Mora, Son, and Harry Kane. But Conte is 30, man. Conte is 30. We got to start referring to these as the Conte and Harry Kane team. But for me, I can't. As a non-Spurs fan, I think their best player is Son, but probably Kane, but I think it's Son. He's wavy, man, and I think personally, if someone at Spurs and at a proper team, and if he was Sondinho or something like that, you get a little bit more gas. Boy. How long until kickoff? Kickoff is imminent, people. When I say imminent, I'm slide capping. Let's make sure this works. Kickoff hasn't started yet. Are you lot doing the knees? The knees been done, people. Kickoff is imminent. Hit the like button if you haven't. Can we get to 100 likes, folks? More to kickoff. It looks like Spurs won the coin toss. Come on, Paulson. Come on. Start this game. Come on. Good evening, folks. And kickoff has happened. Chelsea against Spurs. EFL Carabao Cup semi-final business. Harry Kane wins the first header of the game. Pardon me. Rudiger, not for the first time in general, just puts his foot through it. Doherty wins it. And this is what I expected. Obviously, it's 15 seconds. Scrappy. Lukaku's done well. Lukaku and Havertz have done well. Tanganga's in trouble. Go down, Lukaku. Lukaku's got a dive there, and it could have been a very early goal for Chelsea. Lukaku made something out of nothing. You know, you got to watch Lukaku in the channels. He might not be the quickest, but he's one of them. He's probably one of the quickest once he gets going. It's an NFL thing. And like I said, the gaps, like Stylish said earlier, the gaps is 40 seconds in. Spurs got to wake up. Tuchel's out here from early. To be fair, Lukaku did the right thing. He tried to square it. Shout to Havertz. To be fair, Sanchez has made a mess of it. Tanganga Sly not aware. To be fair, Emerson Royal is tucked in. But wake up. And it's here with Kepa. Rudiger. He could have signed for Spurs and could sign for any club he wants. You know, as his contract's running down. Mangla Sarr. Alonso. It's here with Mason Mount. Mason Mount spreads it out wide to the experienced Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta will get Chelsea moving. Again, you knew Spurs were not going to have the majority of the possession. Very stupid foul from Davis to give away. You know, Hakim Ziyech was always going to buy that. This is what I mean, where I think the only thing that I don't think there's much Conte can do this season. Like, don't get twisted. They're fighting to be in a cup final. They're fighting for Europe, you know, Europa League in the Champions League. As an Arsenal fan, I hope it's not that. But I just think the midfield is at levels. I don't know if they're going to sign someone 30 in Jan or you have to call off until the summer. But Spurs' midfield in particular is shit. Pardon my French. Mason Mount with a Chelsea free kick. Come on, Mason Mount. Pull it on a sixpence. Azpilicueta's moving Buki. Look at the run. Spurs people have to keep hands down. Mason Mount to the back post. It's rubbed. And that will go all the way out for a Spurs throw-in, folks. Don't fear Spurs. Big up yourself, Prince. I'm good, my guy. You know, could be worse. I'm appreciative of, you know, DG Nation and that. Every day we're watching football, talking football and doing whatever. I'm blessed, man. And I hope everyone else is, you know. I'm a bit under the weather a tiny bit. I busted the C word case. I ain't got that. But yeah, man. Got the DG flu, but got my life in it. And I'm on the mend, really. Yesterday, I was collapsed. That's why you lot saw videos come out this morning. I was myth. Went to my bed from 7 p.m. Finished. If I was dying. Mason Mount. Alonso. Mason Mount on this left-hand side. Finds Rudiger. Rudiger to Azpilicueta. Spurs with a low block. Chelsea have had the majority of possession in these opening minutes. Havertz to Lukaku. Lukaku. I don't know if he meant that, but he not make someone. Mason Mount. Bang it on your left foot. Ricochets off a Spurs man. Skip will hook it clear, but it's not gone to anywhere. Son's looking for that free kick. Oh, God. And it's a good foul for him to win. Gets his team further up. But Spurs, it's only 3 minutes in. There's 80-odd minutes left. Spurs need to get the ball down and move it a bit, really. You know, Chelsea have been all over them, really. They can't really get out their half. They can't really hold on to the ball. And again, this is probably, it's congested, but this is probably where you need a man like Lucas Moore. And if you can, Son in the channels, just allow them to run with the ball, stretch the team higher up. Spurs probably need their fullbacks in general, not so much now, but to gamble a bit. Your fullbacks, you're essentially wingers. You got to know when to gamble because as you saw, it looks like Lukaku has said, you know what? Put the Kool-Aid and you know, put the Kool-Aid on your lips, Doherty. You're my guy tonight, pause. Like, because it looks like he's just standing next to him. Probably going to get him a Brazilian wig in that because he looks like he's going to take him for his itch today. Pardon my French. In fact, I specifically did say it right. It looks long for Doherty. Doherty, you might as well tell him you're an Arsenal fan. There's no beef. You'll let him finesse you. Good little run by Chelsea. Looked like there was a foul. The fans groan. But the ref says, no, that's a cute little turn to evade Lukaku from Højbjerg. Good skill. If someone else done that, they'd be gassing it. Skip to Tanganga. Tanganga put Emerson Royal under pressure. He's got finesse from it. Candy from a baby. Alonso puts it in. Go down, Havertz. Shai Havertz has scored. It's 1-0 Chelsea. Terrible from Tanganga. Emerson Royal got finesse for it. It's like an own goal for Sanchez, but he's just been part of the calamity. To be fair, Chelsea have started faster than Spurs. Spurs need to wait the hell up. They're a goal down. There's a lot of football to be played. It's the first leg. Hey, how about your tough man? It's actually like you got shot. Unneeded. Tanganga, hospital pass. Hospital pass. For Emerson Royal, it's one of them. It's not to blame Emerson Royal, but you got to get your body there. You have to because that is what happens. Good ball by Alonso. It's terrible all round. You know, Tanganga's made the mistake. Good ball by Alonso. It's done from there, really. It's done. It's done. It's going in anyways. Havertz accidental drillings because it should be a Havertz goal. I can't lie. I was in motion. It was looking like Havertz. You at least need to get a penalty because you could go down. Spare a foot for Hugo Lloris, who unfortunately accidentally has caught in the back of his head a knee from Havertz. UFC thing. Davison Sanchez doing the passion merchant thing. I feel sorry for you, man. You got rubbed out. It weren't even your fault. Tanganga needs to wake up. He used to play for Edmonton All-Stars. Obviously, didn't play for my age group. I'm much older than him, but his age group, all of them are basically ballers now, really. Ballers. Havertz, man, put some water and Vaseline on that will get the Suarez thing. Brother, nothing happened to you, man. I would do the same, but if I was a pro footballer, I act like I'm shot as well. It must be nice to get all the treatments and that. It's an L for Tanganga, innit, man? Got the fresh fade and that to get rubbed out at the bridge. I hear it. But you got to react. You made a mistake. There's a lot of football left to be played. Wait, is Havertz hand bleeding? Hey, Slag got Kalas, but hold that, man. People bleed every day, Pete. They're not in the first game. Probably is going to get rubbed out. Havertz put a glove on that, man. Hey, my scoreboard, I'm bugging out. Apologies. Celebration. It's definitely not that. Good looking out, people. Let's pattern that. That's actually what it is. Glitching the matrix and that. Smash the like button, people. We're only at 47 likes. Opening 6 minutes has seen Chelsea go a goal ahead, courtesy of a Davison Sanchez own goal. It's unfortunate because he just got part of the calamity. Tanganga, you have to react now. And he's in possession now. What's he going to do? Not really the best of passes. Emerson Royals lost it. Tanganga's won it back, but he's giving it to Lukaku. Boy, you need to get your head in the game immediately. Forgive yourself. I love it. It's snappy. Both teams snapping at it. It's playground, this. Kane loses that. Alonso looks to clip it over the top. Who can he find? Lukaku's never making that. Hugo Lloris into his safe hands. He plays it to Doherty. It's only 1-0. Goals change games. You know, Doherty, I mean, I can't lie, man. There's a shortage of fullbacks in North London. Shout me. Listen, if you give me all the potions these footballers get and we do the fitness thing, I could be a better left back than Doherty still. There's no flavour there. He's not trying to do the masses. I might leave hella defensive gaps, but it's a Brazilian thing. He's not trying to live movies, man. Anyways, it's Tanganga in possession. Tanganga, good ball into Harry Kane. Harry Kane wanted too long in possession. Ref, that's never a foul. I think Kane is obstructing the game here. Good fighting from Kane. Ref says, get up. Scrappy, like I said. Kane was on his J's there. No one backing it. And it's here with Hakim Ziyech. You're going to get finesse for that. I told you. I didn't even want to say your name because I knew you wasn't going to keep the ball there. Spurs have won it back. The goal seems to have woken up Spurs. That's because people know at halftime, boy, Conte is a madman even when they're winning. So imagine when he's angry. Boy, it's not nice. Drop a like. Who scored? Own goal by Davidson Sanchez. Højbjerg, that's a good ball. Doherty, let's see what you're made of. Doherty up against Ziyech. You should be ripping him. Bang it! Oh, offside flag. He got gassed. He saw it. I see his eyes. He was seeing a movie. He was seeing movie settings. Not to be, though. Havertz is back. Come on, man. People could bleed every day, B. He costs 90 odd mil. I'm sounding like them pub dons, acting like you can't feel pain. (4-1) Chelsea. Is there away goals? I actually don't know, man. As far as I know, there is, but they rubbed out the Champions League. About time they rubbed it out in this, then, innit? Rudiger finds Alonso. Alonso's got time, brings it down. Manglasar puts his left foot through it. First and second. Spurs are not winning a lot of first and seconds. Tanganga's looking for the foul. Oh, God, he's bought that. Havertz has got to do better there. Davison Sanchez in possession. Hugo Lloris looks to find Tanganga. Tanganga's first touch is decent. Finds Moura. Moura needs to get his team stretched up the pitch. And this is the first time we can see it. Moura says, see you later to Alonso. Can he pick out a pass? Rubbed. But that's the first time. That's what they need to stretch them higher up the field. Kane's been doing it on his J's. Moura's doing it on his J's. Not really because of his fault, but I haven't said Son's name once. He's non-existent. And this is a big part as to why, Spurs are not going to get anywhere until they pattern that midfield. That's an obvious foul by Spurs. Sar's asking him what's going on. Looks like he wants to slap Moura's head. They need to scrap this two-leg business, potentially. Not for me, though, man. That means more watch-alongs with you lot, innit? Appreciate you lot being tuned in. As usual, season's greetings if we ain't caught up since the new year. I hope everyone had a good 2021. Obviously, an even better 2022. Mason Mount, don't play that hospital pass. Sar. It's meaty in the midfield. Jorginho says, see you later to Son. See ya. Who does he bring in? He brings in Ziyech. Ziyech to Aspilicueta. What can happen here? Chelsea in no rush really to advance forward. Manglasar, the forgotten man at Chelsea. He's there for the P's, man. Good ball by Mount. I don't know if Havertz is onside. I believe he is. Marcus Alonso, who set up the first goal, to Mason Mount. Patient build-up play here. Saul Niguez switches possession. Finds Rudiger. Again, 10 minutes in, it's the same old, same old. It's Chelsea in possession. Spurs can't get out of their half. Admittedly, the first 5 minutes was worse than the last 5. They've counter-attacked here and there, but they've got to get people who can give them an outlet. This is what I always say this about Arsenal. This is why you need good number 8s, because when you're under pressure, they can hold on to the ball for you, or you can get a talisman that can stretch it. Chelsea look to fashion another opportunity. Azpilicueta looks like he's going to find Lukaku. It's crept to the back stick. Emerson Royal clears it. Terrible defending by Chelsea. Technically, he would have been onside because it's come off a Chelsea man. I mean, a Spurs man. Havertz probably should bag that. Terrible defending by Spurs. Rattled. Højbjerg and I don't even know who else that was, but that was off a park bench. Højbjerg and Davis. Højbjerg's moving mad. Højbjerg's moving mad. Davis is moving mad. Højbjerg has just smacked it into skip, and inadvertently it's technically played. Havertz, Havertz scores that. It's 2-0. How you feeling about the FA finding us? Fuck them, man. Like it almost, We used to say, well, certain people used to say Arsenal got no cojones. Now look. Son, Emerson Royal. And the thing is, Chelsea will give you opportunities. Chelsea haven't exactly been perfect in recent weeks. Emerson Royal looks to do some Brazilian thing on the right-hand side. Does well. Plays it to Mora. Mora into Son. You got to make something happen. Mora. There's no one in the box, though. Emerson Royal. Son didn't want it. Son didn't want it. He got scared. Jorginho was always looking for that foul. And Spurs probably should have done a lot more. But one wonders, even if it went into the box, who the hell is there? It was only Kane. And there's like 7 Chelsea defenders. It looks like they're thinking, let's try victimize Sarr. So far, 8 banged. And it's 1-0 to Chelsea. Rudiger in possession, folks. Azpilicueta. Chelsea losing it cheaply. And this is the thing. The thing with Chelsea, we've seen this before. They'll be relatively comfortable, but they don't kill games and football changes. Chelsea have won the ball back here, though. And it's here with Alonso. Played from Havertz to just offer that run. And here he is. Havertz, you got to make something happen. Havertz, can he swipe his right peg at it? He plays it to Saul. Saul now. Saul shot ricochets off a Spurs man, and it's here with Azpilicueta. He's being invited to attack. He doesn't oblige, and he gives it to Ziyech. He gives it back to him. Pardon me. Chelsea doing their thing. So Chelsea in this first 13 minutes. As I said, Spurs have got forward a bit more, but it's not quite the contest I thought, the Conte fight and all them things there, considering the way they played against Liverpool, granted an unfit Liverpool side. Thought I'd see a lot more, and in this opening 13 minutes or so, it's not said. So Chelsea. The only problem is it's only 1-0, and Spurs have guys that can score. Jorginho, Alonso, Havertz, Lukaku begging for it. It's to the back stick. It's a terrible one, but just the very fact he's looking. And that will be a Spurs throw-in. Box him in. Spurs are on 6s and 7s in defence already. Should be down 2-0 in the first 12 minutes. What are you saying? Big up yourself, Rafael. Deluded. How's it going? It's going great, man. I appreciate you for tuning in and everyone else. Thoughts on our match? I'm a Liverpool fan in brackets getting postponed. Keep up the great content and hope to see us both in the top 4 this year. Appreciate that. I mean, you lot probably still might beat us without your team, so it's a bit disappointing. There's never been a better chance, but, first things first, it's all about health, innit? Again, it's a bit bewildering seeing your game in the FA Cup still going ahead. It might stop, but health is wealth, innit? So if it means you can kind of stop and mitigate against the COVID cases, then so be it. For me, it's about the fans, and I feel the one thing I really, sorry, my guy Mason Mount's on a corner. The one thing I will say, it's pretty disgraceful that the EFL took basically until late evening kind of to if you're in the United Kingdom to notify fans. It's one thing Liverpool travelling fans and Arsenal travelling fans, but what if there's an Arsenal or Liverpool fan in Scotland or abroad or whatever, really? So it's quite jarring and everything. So health is wealth. We go again, man. It's jarring because it now messes up our fixture calendar list, and I'm praying in particular for obvious reasons the FA Cup fixture goes ahead because we need Gabriel fit against Spurs. Chelsea have a corner. It's here with Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech delivers. It's not the worst. Who's attacking? It's cleared by Spurs. Mount strikes, hits a Spurs man. Jorginho doesn't elect to pull it back in the box. Fine, Sarr. And can Spurs clear their lines? Hakim Ziyech, who took the corner back here on the left-hand side, elects to go inside. Good defending by Mora, snapping at his heels. Unsuccessful in winning the ball back, though. Big up you lot for tuning in. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Unexpected high bills due. For those who don't, we're at 60 likes. We keep moving. You know, we can get to 100. Alonso. Been 2 Chelsea shots on target. Spurs have only had 1 touch in Chelsea's box. They've only had 37% of possession. To be expected, you know. Acres of space for Saul. Not too many options, though. Well, Hakim Ziyech got left out Morocco side. Rabbi. Sarfield. So, if I remember seeing, didn't the coach say he's got some attitude problems? Big up the coach, because most people would have bowed under the pressure and said, you know what, it's Hakim Ziyech, you have to come. Obviously, that could be defined as cutting off your nose to spite your face, because without seeing Morocco's side, he must make them slightly stronger, but it is what it is. Kane's touched the ball. He got finesse for it. Once again, the midfield from Spurs is rubbed, and unless they can sign one, they're not going to do it. When the game's open and you got to do this fighting thing, Skip and Højbjerg can get away with it. Mason Mount, I'd say the one thing is Spurs' shape, man. Spurs haven't really been broken down per se. They've let themselves down for that goal, and there's been shaky periods, but generally the bodies are back. It looks like a one mentally. They just got to get into it. Lovely 1-2 on the edge of Spurs' area. Hakim Ziyech. Aye! That was dead. I gassed it. I like the attempt. It was dead. It all Chelsea, but once again, 17 odd minutes in, but hey, it's only 1-0. Spurs still in this. Good play by Mason Mount and Havertz. Maybe if that's a right foot, or maybe Havertz takes it. Hakim Ziyech shifted a space for himself. To be fair, it's not the worst, but I was gassing it. It's not as close as I thought. The bend weren't there. The ice cream scoop weren't quite there. It's not far, though. Hugo Lloris has gone with a long goal kick, and it looks like a banana foot sort of thing. Mora's won the first header. Son's lost the second. And it's back here with Tony Rudiger. And Chelsea can mount another attack. Skips out Sarr, finds Alonso. Jorginho. Time to turn, really. Turns, finds his midfield colleague in Saul. Saul punches it into Ziyech. Ziyech, that was horrible. And he loses it. It's here with Davinson Sanchez. Finds Son. Son loses it. To be fair, it was a dead pass into Son. It's scrappy at times. Spurs look like they're just lacking belief, man. It looks like everybody's looking for someone else to do the individual brilliance and give them inspiration. If he doesn't shift that to his left, he has a better shot at goal. Yeah, man, but that's where he's not a right footer, innit? Rudiger's gone backwards. I mean, Spurs, could you hit back a bit? I wanted to see Rudiger handbags, man. You know, Rudiger don't need nothing to start arguing. I was expecting Rudiger handbags. Jorginho. Extremely one-sided. Again, to be fair, not that Spurs have done much, but, you know, when Chelsea's shape is on point, you can't counter-attack a team that's not out of possession, that's not in out of formation, and there's gaps and whatnot. It looked initially like both teams could have joy in wide areas. And you can tell in a good way, Spurs at Chelsea are getting a bit frustrated and know they should be a couple goals up, because now they're starting to skip players out and try to play more penetrative passes. Rudiger's tried to do way too much there, and ultimately it's a Spurs throw. But yeah, man, Emerson Royal with a throw, and there's no bloody options, man. Like, whoever's going to get it is going to give it straight back to Chelsea. There you have it. Fuck it. There you have it. Like, I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I love it, but bloody hell, like, this is where I always tell you, look, football is more psychological than people think about it. Obviously, the tactics that both teams are or aren't doing is playing a major part, but Spurs guys look shook. Oh, and that could have been a nasty one by Skip. That looked like a handball. Whereas Chelsea, they kind of look on it, but now Spurs look to break. Doherty, can he open up his legs and get moving? There's only 3 Spurs shirts for him. He recognises that and he plays Højbjerg. Attempts to switch it. This is where Spurs need to get an effort away. Emerson Royal Cuts inside. Bang it. Do it for the fullbacks. That's not the worst of attempts to place Kane in. You know, fuck Spurs, pardon my French, but I'll always support a fullback, mate. Trying to live an adventure. I know how it is. Shout out to my fullbacks out there. You know, when you get the ball in the final third, I know Emerson Royal acted like he couldn't hear anyone for a second, and Kane eventually tried to play Kane. But me, I can't hear anyone. I'd rather say sorry after. I'm not there too many times, man. To be fair, he's playing in the back three, so he might do. Appreciate you lot tuned in. Please make sure you're hitting that like button. We're still only at 65 likes. Living the braziest of movies, Tino. And it can either be a great movie or a nightmare. So, Rudiger, who's, unless something dramatically changes, probably his last season in this shirt. In the last 10 minutes, Spurs have had just 19% of the ball to Chelsea's 81. And again, 20 minutes. It feels like we played a lot longer than this, really. Alonso. Still only 1-0. Pardon me. Alonso. Jorginho. Fair tackle. Very scrappy in moments. Jorginho. Ref says play on. Skip Vex. Spurs are rattled. They're trying to leave something on players. Jorginho looked like he was electing to play Lukaku for the Hollywood pass. Doesn't do it. Aspilicueta. Hakim Ziyech. Probably the one player letting Chelsea down. Højbjerg got saved by the bell there. I don't think that was a handball, really. Very, very lucky lad there, in my opinion. I was bummy about facing Conte in the final. I don't know about them thing there, but I will take the Spurs side in the final for sure. Gabby, Saka, and Odi would be putting these men in a spliff quietly. Just for the banter, man. 22 minutes in, Chelsea deserved their lead, but I just feel there's a Spurs goal in this. Unless Chelsea get another one. Good ball by Alonso, asking a lot of Mount. It's not the worst. Couldn't do it. North London Derby, how you feel about it? Boy, it is what it is. It's a game you don't want to lose, isn't it? It's a game where we got to stand up to be counted. It's a 6-pointer almost because we're all fighting for Europe. Like Gary Lineker kills me. Man said, poor pass. Where is it? Poor ball from Lukaku. He should apologize immediately. I can't lie. I love that dry sort of humor, man. It's a lost art. Tanganga, Emerson Royal, Mora, Kane. Good turn by Kane. Doherty. What can he make happen? You've got to get a shot away. Doherty. You're shit, man. Doherty loses it, but that's better from Spurs. Hakim Ziyech, bro. This guy is too lightweight, bro. I can't lie. He loses it. I can't lie. I think Hakim Ziyech is shit. Like, I really don't rate him anymore. Good ball from Skip. Jorginho loses his footing, and Son. Good recovery, really. Mora looked to counter-attack. Son was begging for the ball. Spurs get a foul. Alonso's giving one away. Spurs starting to behave like a team only 1-0 down. I think they've had an inferiority complex for a large period. I think, players have got to stand up to be counted. Bro, Coutinho to Aston Villa. Fair enough. Fair enough. Off topic, but what are your favorite shoes? What, football boots or what? If they're crepes, if I could have any trainer sponsorship, probably 95s, 110s. First Spurs corner. Hella verbal by the fans being spoken to Son. Crazy. Can Spurs flip this game on its head? Dodgy marking by Aspilicueta on Sanchez. We ever going to see this corner taken? What's Son on? Ref, come on. Son. Whistle the cross. Hakim Ziyech. And now Chelsea can mount a counter-attack. Havertz to Lukaku. It's Lukaku against 7 man. Probably needs to make a foul. Ooh, Lukaku, that was horrible, bro. Ooh. Unlucky. Good effort, but that dribbling was horrible and eventually ends up with the ball off and him falling over. Good attempt, but Football, historically, Vapors, CTRs, Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo boots, Nike boots. Like he had some wavy ones, man. Oh, nostalgia. You see, the thing is, you try and buy these old boots now, people want to charge you $3 and that. Like, that's one thing that annoys me about this new culture with all everybody likes old stuff. People start moving mad. Ronaldo, Lima, Silver, football boots. We used to have these and Astros and boots. I remember my mom said no. I RP Nanny. I begged her to go get this. You know, and you're good. I remember going to Wood Green, behaving myself, going all up and down the market like, Nanny, can we go? I forgot what it's called, man. Do you remember in Wood Green, you got Game, you got Evans, and just outside you got the sports store. Nanny, can we go in and look? You know, you got there, start looking at the bit. Oh, I wish I had one of these. But yeah, let me find them. These ones. Chelsea in possession. These ones, my guy. Why is it not sharing screen? These ones. Elite boots still. Astros as well. We'll do a lot to get them back, man. But like I said, people charging are madness. Skip does well to not allow Mount on that ball. Tanganga concedes it, I believe. And it's Spurs ball. Chelsea fans are still trying to persuade themselves Havertz is good. He is good, but yeah, man, it's crazy. Jorginho. Havertz. Man said Havertz. Ziyech, apologies. I split a quarter. 26 minutes, 50 seconds in. Spurs have thrown a couple punches here and there, but they've taken a lot in it. Like Alonso. Like I said, the good thing about Spurs, if they've got a unit and they've marked Lukaku relatively well, although Davis and Doherty look shook whenever it's the occasion. Jorginho. Alonso, who set up the goal up against Emerson Royal, does well to keep possession. Spoke too soon because he's lost it. Does have a throw in, however. Bro, resellers are terrible. But you know what? I never hate on someone making peas in it. I respect it. Like, make your bread in it. Like, especially in this economy, whatever your job is, whatever, you really struggle to live off one paycheck. So any hustle you can think of, any quick dollar you could do, especially with the internet and things, I respect it. But bloody hell, man, resellers are brazy, man. Brazy. Like, even the price of old school Harachis, man, it's all mad. Wish I kept such. Shaky defending by Hugo Lloris, and it doesn't come to nothing. It's brazy. Like, even me, I got a pair of Jordans that are bare, like, they're not that old. They're like, I'd say 2012, 2011. Don't fit me anymore. I'm gonna leave that for 20, 30 years. See what's popping. Did you see Rance's stream earlier? Some random don spent almost $1,000 on his card while he was on the stream. I tell him to come true. Big up Rance. Tell him to come true. He sounded like Roman Abramovich still. He needs to come true still. DG needs that. We can start patenting some real equipment with that financial backing. Big up Real Ball Talk. Go and check out their YouTube and them things. Really good in possession, people. Again, keep your opinions coming. Again, it's not the most liveliest of games. It's quite one-sided. Oh, you get me? Air Forces are a bill. People never used to get buoyed for Air Forces, but I remember like people were rating your thing if you wore white Air Forces. Like they were hating on it, like it's a styles, but now it's all a Mazda. Like I remember, there was a time you could go Foot Locker, JD, all them stores there, and there was never a reality of Air Forces being sold out, especially them. It's brazy, and it's only gonna get worse, man. Wow, it's fraud. Oh shit, you're saying that happened to Rance? I thought you meant someone spent. Obviously, I hope Rance patterns that the bank will run him his piece. Fuck. They got Rance though, same way. Havertz, Jorginho, once again, not for the first time, on the edge of Chelsea's area, ball into the box. It's not good enough. Ooh, I'd be a bit vexed with if I was Aspilicueta. I can't make out who that is on the far side for Chelsea. I think it was, I don't know who it was, but they've plucked it. Saul. Oh, sorry, I thought Saul touched it. It's actually a corner. Doherty just touched it. Aspilicueta looked like he was lining up a Lengus there. Remember the Dino night boots with the signature? I can't lie, he talking about the ones with the fat tongue. They were ugly still. I can't cap. They were horrible, man. I can't lie. Big up Ronaldinho, but they were horrible, man. Horrible boots. The Tiempos, yeah. Like when Ronaldinho's wearing Tiempos and that. Rudiger tries to put a ball into the box. Davison Sanchez clears his lines. Again, not really any volume on it. And that's a terrible header by Alonso, really. Fortunately, there's just purely not enough Spurs attackers going forward. Probably a loan with an option to buy. I don't know if Aston Villa can pay his wages, but hey, good way to re-gas up your career. You're playing under former teammate Gerrard. I think he'll do bits there. But boy, from Liverpool to Bayern Munich, Barcelona, boy, it's crazy. I mean, he's returning back to the Prem with a Champions League. Lukaku's had the fewest touches in this game. He's had 4. Kane's had 10. Bro. So is it any coincidence Chelsea are not scoring? Because the big man ain't done nothing. Havertz. Good defending by Tanganga there, but it will be a corner. What does Brazy mean? I don't know, man. What do you think of Dinch and Trippier fullback union? Dijane, Luka Dean, sorry. I like him, man. But it seems like he's done with Rafa Benitez. And who else did you say? Trippier? I don't really rate Trippier still. He's all right. Steady Eddie, he's calm. I think he's, yeah. For Newcastle, that's a mazza. You get that centre half and maybe a Lingard or something, they're cool. Corner for, Rudiger looked like, I genuinely thought it was going to be 2-0. Looked like he was eyeing it up. It looked like it was going to be an elegant finish by Rudiger. It's another corner. If that was a Chelsea striker or something, not Lukaku, because he couldn't control it like that. Are they saying that's a corner? Rudiger's gone completely unmarked. Yeah, it's another corner. Yeah, forces are sick, but it's crazy just what popularity can do. It's not shit, but shit things. It can just make things go mad. It's like even Crocs. Like people used to get this for that. Like I got mine as a gift, but mine's got Crocs. You get it? Ziyech on this right-hand side. Just over 10 minutes until the end of the first half. Chelsea, it's another ball in. You got to do better than that to finesse Hugo Lloris. Confident claim. But good for Chelsea there, man. Tottenham are giving Chelsea way too much respect. Facts, way too much respect. And again, it looks like genuinely, this is what I mean by you can take someone to the water, but you can't help them drink. I fully believe Conte did his best to gas up the troops, rally them up, all of that. But once they cross that chalk, it's down to them. And they look shook. They have hit back a bit more. Doherty, again, it's a lack of quality. In fact, Doherty, I respect your team because you're an Arsenal fan. Ziyech has tried to find Lukaku. Lukaku up against Davinson Sanchez. Sanchez has done well to delay it. Lukaku, does he get round him? Good battle. Sanchez ultimately does well. Falls on the floor. That's a foul. Sanchez and Lukaku at war. It's an accidental one, but, Spurs have Doherty to think, really. I mean, have Sanchez to think. He at least slowed it down. If there were no options, would you take Sabaz back alone? If we're that desperate, why not? But dead, man. Just when we're starting to defend well, I don't need anyone doing spinneroonies on the edge of our area, man. We've got Xhaka for brain farts. We don't need any more, man. Can't forgive the man there for the Europa League nonsense, even though we got away with it. We're at 78 likes, people. We're close, but we're not there. It's another free kick to Chelsea. And I mean, the good thing about Spurs, I hope I'm jinxing it, they'll deal with all these balls into the box and whatnot. I don't think Chelsea are really upped it in terms of trying to break down the Spurs. Even the goals come out of just stupidness. Chelsea have had bare possession, but it is what it is. Ball into the box by Ziyech. It's terrible defending once again. Mum's life that went in. Spurs are calamity. I didn't even clock that went in. This is Sunday League, yes. Another own goal. These men are moving rubbed. Just as I said, stupid goals. My word. Lord God. I don't know what happened there. Ziyech puts the ball into the box. Spurs are moving. Mad. This is what you call capitulation at its finest. Ziyech has put the ball into the box. Let's see exactly what's happening. Ziyech has delivered it. Tanganga's headed it on to Davis. And, Spurs have been failing to clear their lines like that consistently. That comes down to communication. Spurs are a mess. I mean, that one there is harsh to blame Tanganga, but fundamentally, boy, he was involved in both the goals. Tanganga's he's from Hackney, but I know you being a Spurs fan and you play for Edmonton All-Stars. I know deep down you weren't no Spurs fan. You play for them, but I know he's an Arsenal fan, so I respect it. DG a fortune teller, bro, Robbie, extremely rubbed. Josie, we said, how are you in 2 places at one time? What do you mean? I assume one of my videos come out. Let me check, man. What video was uploaded on YouTube? Shout out to you, lot. Boy, Spurs' task becoming harder and harder the more they're ramping like this. Can't lie, I'm gonna. Is it time to send abuse to my Spurs supporting brethren? Lol, you man are shit, blood. Is this what your academy is producing? He used to say Davis is good. Davis still good? Where's Son? I like Son, but the genders, man. At the end, when we come off this stream, I'm going to terrorize all of them, every last one of them. LP, if you're listening to my stream, boy, you was a Newcastle fan. I'm hotting you up. You was a Newcastle fan, and then you converted to the Spurs thing like 5 years ago. You shagged yourself. Anyways, man, boy, Spurs are moving mad, innit? Them goals there, you don't even see that too tough at Hackney Marshes. Like Tanganga, he might get clipped, man. Like the second goal, he's actually tried to do the right thing, but you've just been part of calamities. Spurs players look like they're still in Enfield at the training base. Good play, Kane. You should have went down. Kane should have went down. He's asking for the foul. Has he actually got the foul, or has possession carried on? I think eventually Kane's been given the foul. Dark hearts from Rudiger. Imagine beating the ball in this guy. I'd be doing the same thing. Big up you lot for tuning in. Bottling it, man. When we win in Champions League, I'm more likely to win it in FM. I'm in the semi-finals. Aspilicueta, again, I would have thought Spurs would have looked to get at Aspilicueta. I don't think it's so much tactics. I just think Spurs don't have the ability in midfield, and it's a semi-final, man. 180 minutes away from a final, and they're just bottling it. The own goals just sums it all up, because again, Chelsea have created the goals, but for all their possession and stuff, they ain't really worked, Lloris. It's just come out of two stupid brain farts. And again, is it any coincidence Tanganga's headed it onto Davis when you saw Skip, the ball was booted against Skip by Højbjerg? That tells you everybody's at 6s and 7s and just moving absolutely brazy. We're at 88 likes. Can we keep moving? Emerson Royal, who, funny enough, has been probably one of Spurs' better players. He's trying to show for it. The midfield's hiding, but I can't blame Højbjerg and that. Them man, they ain't got the ability for all of that, and he's done well to earn a foul. Spurs being their own enemies. They're collapsing themselves. If this was, if Spurs were in worse form, or this was under Nuno, certain man would be saying that they're trying to get Conte sacked. Tanganga. I feel sorry for Kane, Son, and Kane, and Moura and Kane and Son, because they're having nothing to work with. For Kane, he's getting bare kicks. Moura's turning and getting fouled. Son can't get a sniff. Fullbacks doing nothing. Midfield not on nothing. Bro, is it? The only Spurs guys that look like they're down to play ball is probably the front three who are anonymous, Hugo Lloris and Emerson Royal. Skip trying the thing now, but these men ain't got it. It's brazy, but they probably got to bring on Harry Winks. Them sideways passes will probably make a difference. Moura's lost the ball. Tanganga aimlessly kicks it forward. Rudiger, Sarr. And you would think some of these Chelsea players play week in, week out for Chelsea. Spurs not asked no questions. Davis wins the header. Davinson Sanchez. Too easy. Oh, he's doing the dribbling thing. Good ball into Son. Son keeps it. What can Spurs do now? Come on, make something happen then. Oh, Sarr sat on his ass by Son. It's here with Emerson Royal. Put the ball in the box. Emerson Royal against Alonso. Puts it in. Doherty. Moura up. Kepa fumbles. It should be a corner slightly. Moura does well. And this is why Spurs should have chances. Kepa might be a cup guy, but he's shaky. As again, Emerson Royal looks like one of the only guys with it. Shaky defending by Chelsea, really. I mean, did he blow before the ball went out? Because did he say that's a foul on him? Oh, did Moura try handball that? Oh, God. Best chance for Spurs, really. Next goal is crucial. You score, you get back in the game. And for Spurs, you don't want to give yourself too much of a mountain to climb. Like, I'm sure it'd be a different game. Conte won't allow you to play this same game. And the Spurs fans at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium definitely won't allow it, They didn't allow Moura getting subbed. The Nuno's gone in it. And I'm sure it will be a different game. They'll go all the way. Who knows? They might score 2 goals. But you don't want to give yourself a mountain to climb. Like, the next goal is crucial. Probably not your day-to-day unless something mad happens. But, don't mash up the scoreline any further. Can you sneak a goal in? Go back to White Hart Lane at 2-1. Because it could, it should be a lot worse. And for Chelsea, they should be making it a lot worse. Chelsea losing the ball cheaply. Moura and co have picked the pocket of Rudiger. Emerson Royal, don't know what that was. And Alonso should have went down there. Kai Havertz switches play. Looked like there was a foul off the ball there. It's here with Ziyech. I don't think he's going to make nothing happen. Lukaku! Aye, Ziyech. Who said you weren't going to make something happen? Big up yourself, my guy. Spurs don't have the minerals. 2 more goals and it's game over. Boy. It's 0-0, boys. Come on. You got to be screaming them shouts there. 91 likes. Come on, people. 9, you need to hit that like button. For Chelsea, put the game beyond reasonable doubt. For all the possession, I don't feel there's been real quality chances from Chelsea beyond what's happened for the goals. But for all the possession, I wouldn't say you've worked Hugo Lloris. Pardon me, they should be putting daylight between the two teams. Havertz is down. Different injury, though. Looks like that's the end of Havertz's night. Werner's on. All right, LP, what go on for your team? They're moving like Sunday League. Sorry, people need to start the agendas. That's Havertz's night done. I don't know if that's to do with the hand. I don't know if that's her next injury. Is he crying? I don't know what gone for this. Did he get smacked in his face? Does he want to come back on? Havertz is coming back on. Wow, that's deep, boy. Werner was trying to come on. You know when Werner's itching to come on, you lot are moving. Robbed. Werner fancies a couple goals today, but he has to sit back down. Højbjerg aims to switch it. Whenever I look at Højbjerg, I can't lie. I just think Pep, as much as I rate you, he was talking effing bollocks in your one of your books, man. The way he gasses up Højbjerg, Skip, you had to foul him. You had to foul Mount. Mount, expert Cruyff turn, skips away from him. You had to bring him down. Mount almost ended him quickly. Almost packed him quickly. See you later. Mason Mount, give him your shirt. Good play from Skip, though. Make sure you bring down your man. Remember when Target tried to do that for Aston Villa against Lukaku? Feeble attempt. Hit on the head. Firm that, man. No, I'm acting up. Jorginho. Havertz. Mount. Mason. Aspilicueta. Olden but golden, man. I don't want to jinx it, but last 2 games, I've really thought Aspilicueta was going to happen to him, but elite reading of the game. I mean, I would like Højbjerg. Like, I understand why gaffers like him. I understand why he plays, but he needs to be in the squad or he needs to be part of a midfield 3 where the other guys are going to do the most. In an ideal world, you have 2, not necessarily expansive, but 2 kind of guys that can progress the ball. And you let Højbjerg just win the ball back, do the Skip, do the Winks thing. Because I can't lie, Spurs should not be playing with Skip. Imagine a midfield 3 of Skip, Winks, and Højbjerg, or just the 2 of them, or 2 of the 3 is. It's a cup pivot. Lukaku crossing the ball, cleared by Doherty. Son, Son dispossessed. That's never a foul, and it's not a foul. Aspilicueta earns a corner. He doesn't. Lloris keeps it in. Spurs, to say Spurs are moving mad is an understatement. There's not a single aspect of their game right now is good. And spare a thought for Conte, man, because managers plan for these for weeks / a week, and then, probably up all night. His wife probably wants to get jiggy. He ain't trying to do that because he's thinking of his return, and then you lot put in performances like this. It's crazy. I do think with a lot of these Spurs players, Conte can't take. He can get a tune out of you, but he can't take you beyond anything. Some of you are not levels. Feel sorry for Tanganga. He'll learn from it. But Davis, Skip, mentally, again, what helps shit players is if they believe in themselves. It's rubbed. Would you consider Aspilicueta a Prem legend? I mean, he's definitely got a case. He's been a loyal serviceman. I think Aspilicueta shows that money can be spent because they bought him by Chelsea standards. They bought him for a nominal fee, and he's been a centre half. He's been a left back, a right back. If he was naming the best Premier League 11 and looking at the right backs, he definitely has a chance. In modern day, him and Trent. Gary, they're both better than Gary Neville, if I'm honest. But Gary Neville's got the United thing behind him. Not long until half time, people. You'd imagine there's 2 to 3 minutes. That would be my guess. Craig, sing it, my guy. Sing it. Chickens will never win any trophy, even with Conte. Arsenal versus Chelsea final, and Arsenal win. Indian Gooners, Belfast. Forgive me, I might be sounding stupid, my guy, but are you saying you're an Indian Gooner in Belfast? regardless, wherever you are, big up the Indians, big up especially the Indian Arsenal fans, and shout out to the Irish over there in Belfast. And if you are saying both, is what it is. Why I see no one get onto Havertz like they do Pepe for the price? I mean, we definitely do, and plus, it's not right, but you can hide behind Champions League, innit? Saul, probably his best game in the Chelsea shirt. Havertz, the man in question. There's only a single minute of added on time. Ziyech wins it back, but loses it. Spurs. I mean, Spurs could have continued with that. Cole Hero, defo. I mean, my immediate bias, I wouldn't call Espeleta quite a legend, but when I think about it, in comparison to right backs, he's defo like there's only few right backs that if you was naming a Premier League best 11, there's only a couple right backs that can talk to him, really. Sars won it back and done well. Mount tried to wait him. That did not bang with Emerson. It's half time, people. Tottenham 0, Chelsea 2. 2 own goals. Calamitous. You know. Spare a thought for Tanganga, and you're looking at the mentality, and you saw it. Remember, we spoke about the tunnel. Can't lie, my heart can't take enough London final again, because if you lose, it's peak. But again, there's a next game to play. It's still 2-0, and Chelsea's form hasn't been the best. Goals change game. If Spurs get an early goal, who knows? If I'm Conte now, I'm aiming to at least. Obviously, you're trying to turn back the game and win and all them things, but I'm trying to worst case scenario go back to Tottenham at 2-1. If it's 2-1, I'd back my team to and the fans to do all of that. But you don't want to have to do that for one, and also, you don't want to give yourself a mountain to climb. Really and truly. Don't forget, people, I'm live on Twitch at 10 a.m. tomorrow UK time, where we'll be speaking about anything Arsenal, but we'll also be speaking about neutral topics as I typically do. And speaking of that, I'm always preparing people. I see United have been linked with Neves. That'll be something to talk about. Ramsey. Transfer window seems to be heating up, man. It looks like Ainsley Maitland-Niles to Roma has really got things kicking off, people. As usual, big up you lot. Let me know your halftime thoughts, people. It's been an amazing watch so far from a neutral's perspective with you lot. DG Nation, smash the like button if you hate Tottenham. Come on, my guy. 5 more likes needed. I can't lie. We've been growing at a good rate this year, but stuff like this struggles to get 100. Keeps your guy humble. Appreciate you lot that are locked in. And yeah, man, let's see the statistics, in fact. Just to quantify just how bad or good people have or haven't been. Spurs have had no shots, none on target, 30% of possession, 162 passes. Chelsea have had 10 shots, 2 on target. And again, Chelsea haven't been good, card. The 2 shots are not their goals. Like, it's not a Chelsea man who scored, and really, it's come out of nothing, really. So for Chelsea, if I'm them, and they look like they meant it, they probably want to score a lot more and do a lot more. It's on 100 on my end. I see. If you said it's 100, it's 100. I trust you. 106. If you've hit the like button, hope you'll win the lottery. If you haven't, then, I hope you're in good health, but unexpected high bills. Spurs have been woeful. They've definitely been dreadful. And I know your usernames don't worry about it, but if you're a Spurs man, you definitely, or woman, you definitely got to worry about it, because it can get a lot worse. Apparently, Trippier's arrived in Newcastle for his medical, and he's been trying to move back to England for time, wasn't he? He was someone that was always linked with Manchester United. I think tomorrow we'll go over Lukaku's thing as well. Apparently, Lukaku's been fined a week's wages. Bloody hell, bro. 300 and... To be fair, it's nothing to a baller, but... So, yeah, man, it's been great. Oh, yeah, we ain't even talked about Southampton. New owners. I don't know what that's going to mean for the club, but it is what it is. Dad, come on. Pick up yourself. If Arsenal don't dominate this Spurs team, I'll be angry if we don't win. Boy, it's been woeful, man. Boy. Listen, it's one of them. There's no words. It's just been poor. There's no need to do analysis. It's just Spurs have been anything but good. An absolute mess. Absolute mess. Shambolic. Like, to call it shambolic is probably even a privilege. Boy, stress-free watch along for us Arsenal fans, eh? You see Watford threatening Dennis not to go AFCON, hope they get relegated. You know what? Logically, I'm not defending the clubs. It makes sense, innit? And Sar's been allowed to go, but I just think it's condescending because it just, for me, it just tells it just. I know the Euros and the World Cup and South Copa America, sorry, they're not midway through the season like AFCON is. But I'm sorry, if a player wanted to play for a European nation, this club can't tell him fuck all. Now there has been player versus club rows before, but it just feels like when it's people playing for African-based nations, that's when these clubs want to do their fuckery and say you can't play and things like that. And there's bare cases where it just flies. I don't know what the players' thinking is and how much maneuver they have, but it is what it is. And I just think when it comes to African nations and competitions, just like the culture, there's very condescending nature. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Come on, big up yourself, my guy, Haj. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. We should be getting nothing less than top 4. Spurs and United are woeful. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. It's Jando. Let's keep pushing. Need a 2-1 Chelsea win, so Spurs think they have a chance and don't rest players for the North London derby. I hear that. Fiad's on the conspiracy thing. You're playing chess while we're all trying to play checkers. I respect you. Think Spurs would have been better with Dyer in their defense. True, man. I can't lie. Watching the first goal they conceded again, I mean, fucking hell. I mean, the pass is poor, but I mean, Tanganga's not looking up. And he's looked over his shoulder when it's too late. Let me see everybody else in the build-up to this goal. Fair play. Let's see. Good pressing by Chelsea. Good pressing by Alonso. That's where, look, Tanganga should have just pulled it into the channels. DG in blue for Chelsea today. No. 4D chess, I hear it. Bit harsh to call Conte a fraud, man. There's only so much you can do with this, sorry bunch. Arsenal deserve top 4 over United, Spurs, West Ham. I hear that, but the team that gets it in May is the one that deserves it for me, my bro. You know, we've had a shambles to a start of the season. We've recovered it. We've shown, even when you lot beat us, we've shown some positives, but man need to see this to May. You know, there's times where you go through, like even now, Chelsea could be described as going through a tough period. They're still second. Things are still happening for them. We need to see it through, man. Got a tough run of fixtures. We've never needed the squad more than others. We're hoping there's no injuries. My biggest fear is it will come down to either not bringing in a centre mid or just pissing about with our midfield with the AFCON going on. And we've known this. I'm not saying Partey shouldn't have been allowed to go and things, but on the best of days, with everybody fit, we've needed, or Arsenal have needed, midfielders, in my opinion. So, and I just feel, you know, even though we're there, we've seen Lokonga play, we've seen players play well, we've seen players missing through Corona, injury, all these things as well. So, boy, but we're at the halfway moment, innit? We've given ourselves a good platform, but as harsh as it is, if we don't get there in May, boy, decisions have to be made because, you know, if it's never going to happen. But you lot with City, if you lot somehow City run it all the way to May doing what they're doing and they F it up, you lot are not going to go there and go, oh, look at that running Jando. You know, it's dead. Is where it's second half commencing soon, people. Let me re-up on my refreshments. I'm coming right back. Hit the like button. We've got 122 likes. If you have hit that like button, God bless you lot. I'm coming right back. Do you know what? Yeah, Doherty couldn't do it. Let me show you what. Let me show you what a fullback can do, mate.
Against this right back, Charlie.
offering them to me. This sounds nice. Back again, folks. Right in time. Right on time. That is not English. Man said right in time. That reminds me. Once I said the other day, what was it yesterday? I was like, open the light to someone. Oh, what? That's not English. I'm even fresh. That goal never gets old. You know, crying, man. I'm living off that for years. We don't need to do a next one, man. We have to sign a midfielder by next week, Wednesday. Oh, I hope there's one of them. If you know, I'll give Arteta and Edu. You know, he done a good summer. I hope you know you need a midfielder. Because what's going to happen if it gets peak? You're probably relying on Odegaard in the pivot. The young G's, it's not really fair. You know, I don't know for... It sounds bad, but I don't know. Like, in theory, provided anyone, you know, for Arsenal's case, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Egypt. Ghana, Ivory Coast, Egypt. I don't think I'm missing anyone out. But for our case, you know, if provided, you know, what's the earliest possibility teams go out? And if you go all the way to the next round, how many fixtures do you miss? Because that's obviously going to impact who we sign and don't sign. Vlahovic or Isak. I've seen more of Isak, so there'll be more confirmation for me with Isak, but I like what I see from Vlahovic, so probably him. Appreciate you, Beanie. Shout out all the members. Delete the file, new goals needed. But not everybody's recording. That game just happened to be set up. It was a semi-final. It just happened to be there. Really. Put your goal on the table. Ghana lost to Algeria in a friendly today, and their keeper is sus. Partey might be back very soon. Hopefully there's no injuries. Chelsea is a good sign, in my opinion. Shows Spurs are beatable. Spurs have been beatable. Respectfully, the media have been gassing it after they picked up 4 points against a dodgy Liverpool side. Don't get it twisted. They look better, but is it any coincidence Spurs are playing trash now when, well, it was a bookie goal against Watford, you know? Shaky draw against Southampton. Like, is it any coincidence they're looking lackluster right now? Bruno Guimaraes, Ford, bring him. All these sort of names, bring them. Worst case scenario, scouts, do your job, man. There must have been, like, obviously, like, I'm gassing it a bit, but let's just say we need a centre mid. These clubs in general, there must be 50 targets, for example, and then it just gets whittled down, and there must be 10 targets, 5 that we really want, or, you know, Awa, Guimaraes, this guy, that guy. There must be some, all right, cool. It's similar to Lokonga. He's over there, Anderlecht. We can grab him. He can do a job. Scouting thing, man. Worst comes to worst, and even in January, if you've done that, it's probably easier to get things done. Pardon me, there's very few decent centre mids that people are making available. If United want Neves, you're hearing 50 million can do it, but are Wolves gonna play hardball? Pardon me, are Wolves gonna play hardball midway through the season? You know, there's Renato Sanchez there for 25 million euros, but there's that. Guimaraes, are Lyon gonna act? Anyone who gets Vlahovic, Arsenal or not, Florentina, did they want to let him go mid-season? Would Ndombele get in Arsenal's midfield? For me, yeah, but he's coming on. Him and Partey would be horrible, blood. Like, him and Partey would be horrible. Like, probably not on this form. The one of Lyon, yeah, not the Spurs fraud. The one I used to see at Amignon, is it Amins or Amignon? I can't pronounce the name. The one I saw at Lyon, bro, I don't know what's happened, man. He didn't look this lazy. The ability's there, but there's something missing with him, man. They were unbeatable under Conte. That's true, but you're speaking to an Arsenal fan, and G1, you've been there. Who was saying, you know, it looks booky with Arsenal's unbeaten run, not the one that's just gone, which we also spoke about, Emirates. So, like, the devil's in the details. It's about how a man playing. That's why I prefer the recent unbeaten run we've went to than the first one under Arteta, because there's still lucky moments, but that was accidental drillings. When United were doing it, it was accidental. Like, it's a bit like expected goals. You can't run away from this. It's all about how the team's playing. Sorry, folks. Second half to begin shortly. Havertz is off. Just checking this works. All right, cool. Sub for both teams. Raw. Doherty done at it. Probably got beaten up. Doherty off, Ndombele on. And over there for Chelsea, Timo Werner on. I'm not going to lie. The Premier League exposes ballers Endom, Sancho, Pepe. Right, Pepe's won a title, but I don't know what Ndombele's done. Who's Sancho? Is that the guy, the Spurs influencer? Sancho Mitchell or something? I don't know them guys. Who's that? That could never be the one they used to say was compared to Saka and that. I don't know, man. I swear that's the guy from Love Island, Denzel or something. Myth. I don't know, Sancho. No, I'm playing, man. On a serious note, yeah, man. But this is the problem with the Premier League, man. Just buying is the solution with the Premier League teams. Chelsea look to, Spurs look to hit back. Chelsea are sleeping. The most dangerous Spurs have looked at, and Skips pull it into the box. Spurs looking a bit better. Wonder what Conte said and did in that dressing room. Just look at, again, if you're a Spurs fan, you're saying, where was this 40-odd minutes ago? Sancho's an easy one, my guy. He's an easy one, man. He's an easy one. I heard you got a PS5. You should play some of us on Twitch. I'll play with you lot. We'll make a pro clubs. I know some of you lot are bang outs, man. I'm not trying to get finesse, man. I remember I played Amari Hutchinson on FIFA. The last couple, was it last FIFA, the one before that, got absolutely patterned. I ain't trying to play guys that are good at this thing again. Anyways, Spurs have intercepted a Chelsea pass. Ndombele, good battle. More fight from Spurs now. Seems like Chelsea can't handle it initially. Spurs down this right-hand side. Emerson Royal puts a ball in. That's not a worst of balls. No communication from Chelsea, making things tougher than it needs to be. Aspilicueta will make sure it doesn't go out for a corner, but this is what I'm talking about. Chelsea have been amazing. Spurs have just been shit. And look at it. Aspilicueta is giving it back to Skip now. Skip to Son. An early goal changes things. Son, he's by himself, though. A sea of blue shirts. I ain't gonna cap, man. FIFA, I can't defend, man. I'll give you when it comes to the playing ball and that, but I do the legacy defending, man. Whenever they change the defending things, yeah, man, that's me in it. Pro clubs is lit. I'm the striker though, no cap. I know some of you are steady eddies. We need that. We need defenders and that. As long as I'm the striker, I want the glory, boy. I can't lie. All the glory, man. I want to be the poster boy. Alonso, Lukaku, who had the fewest touches in the first half, interestingly. Very scrappy. Skip, Son, Højbjerg, Ndombele. Wanted too many touches. Bloody hell, he's won a foul. I can't lie. That's a very, 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 very easy foul to win, man. I don't think that should be a foul. That's horrible, man. Ndombele even tries to get up, doesn't appeal it. But if Spurs could have a bit of quality behind this. Didn't realize I was a moderator. Bless up, DG. Come on, my guy. You know that here on a regular basis. It makes sense. How is G1 not a moderator as well? You are now, mate. To be fair, Sheldon's here all the time as well. Paying his one. So is American Gunner. Moderator. You want mod, you have mod. Who else is there? Let's leave that for now. It's a free kick, and Kane don't really bag free kicks, but now would be a fantastic time to do this. Goals change games. Harry Kane sizing it up. Kepa. Come on, ref. Harry Kane steps up. It's a good effort, really. Good save by Kepa. Davis. Looks like the system change has worked for Spurs. They've gone to a back four, it appears. And I think Conte has banged home the second of, listen, it is what it is. If you concede enough one, you're making it very difficult. Very difficult. Pardon me. Lloris has gone long. Hugo Lloris. Harry Kane wins the flick on. Son against Aspilicueta. Aspilicueta wins it. Ziyech, I'll be surprised if Ziyech ends this game because he's I don't know, man. Ziyech is too lightweight for the Premier for me, man. Bigger or smaller than Odegaard, but you don't bumped off the ball too easily. All it takes is one goal past Kepa and we've got a game on our hands. Amen. I wouldn't rule out Spurs yet because, Chelsea haven't been perfect in this game. And Chelsea's recent form, majority of the time, they make games harder than it needs to be. Look at the run from Son. Aspilicueta, he's not even getting back there. It's here with Son now. Good tackle by Saul. I love it. As someone who likes doing that on Sunday, I love it. Crunching tackle. Saul Niguez. Jorginho. Saul. Looking like the Atletico Madrid man. Werner, how long till you lose it? That's dead. He tries to run past Sanchez. Dead. Sanchez not getting finessed by that. More of an even contest now. It's only been 5 minutes. Hakim Ziyech switches play. I don't know if that's what he meant to do, but it's here with Alonso now, regardless. Alonso, Mount, Jorginho, Marcus Alonso over here on the left-hand side. Ball into the box. Lukaku, Meady. Way more of an even contest. What I thought we'd see at the start of the game, to be fair with you lot. Lucas Moura. Him and Højbjerg have lost it. Ziyech. You know, you might as well sign for Spurs. You're playing for them today. Hugo Lloris. Hakim Ziyech gives it back to Rudiger. I thought Lukaku would have wanted to prove something today. He's not being given no service. We talk about Son and Kane being world class. Who? Ooh, not me. But have they ever stepped up in a big game when it really mattered for Spurs? I think Son has. I don't know about Kane. I wouldn't say either players world class, top professionals. I think the world class thing is banged around. Obviously, can't not say Kane is in the world class striker in relation to what's going on today. But the world class thing for me, that's Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, these sort of guys. Other guys to the list as well. Ref Craig Pawson, that looked like a foul. And Ndombele ref goes, get up. Big up you lot for always supporting. If you're moderators, because I always see you lot here. Like, it makes sense. Who better to protect the thing and pattern the thing than you lot? Appreciate you lot. Without you lot support, well, I don't want to sit here for no reason. It'll be dead, innit? So appreciate you lot. It's here with Sarr. Mangla Sarr. I wonder if he'll, beyond this season, have a role, because Christensen, Rudiger keep it moving. You'd imagine Chelsea bring in a top centre-half or two. Surely there's a role in the squad for him. Been on loan at Porto and all these things. Marcus Alonso. Werner. Timo Werner evades the Spurs man. Finds Lukaku. Ziyech, you're going to bottle. Ziyech, I knew it. You're dead. Look, everyone in a Chelsea shirt, baffled. Take this guy off Tuchel, man. Should be 3-0 up. All come from Werner. He's evaded his man too easily. Lukaku's done well to feed it, while Ziyech thinks he's something else. Ndombele now for Spurs, carrying it forward. Only 2 options. 3 now when you include the oncoming Emerson Royals. Here with Moore on this right-hand side. Back here with Ndombele. Lines a shot. Gets under it way too much. But Ndombele, puts his hand up. He knows he should have played someone. This is why you need players that can do something. You know, you've seen him in the attacking half way more than Skip and Højbjerg. And I'm not getting at them. That's not their skill set. No coincidence, Spurs have been a bit more braver and there's been something to it. You know, P has said Kane is such an ungraceful player. It's hard to say he's world class. Plus, he's a Spursy done. Moura does his thing, and Moura got rewarded for stepping up by getting benched for the Champions League final. Rudiger, Sarr, Jorginho, interestingly, telling to go back to Kepa. Mangla Sarr, how long for he has to put his foot for it? Now it is. Tanganga wins the header and it's flicked back to Sanchez, who will give it back to... No, he won't give it to Lloris. No, in fact, he eventually will. Hugo. Davison Sanchez. Been all right today, to be fair, in and amongst some chaos. Son. Begging to be fouled. Gets away with it. Kane. Son. Aspilicueta definitely ain't got the legs to get back there. What do I know? He's done well. Jorginho. Aspilicueta. Chelsea have lost it now unnecessarily. Kane. Good tackle by Saul. Very scrappy game now. Which is lovely for us, in my opinion. Rudiger. Aspilicueta. Hakim Ziyech loses it. That's not a foul as well. Has the ref blown for a foul for that? I can't take this brother off, man. Everything. Do you know what? I hate whiny players, man. Like everything. You're acting like you've been shot. How is that a foul? I don't support Spurs, but flipping hell. Ball over the top to Werner. Werner, what can he fashion? Up against Tanganga, the offside flag has been flagged. There's still another leg, you're correct. Kepa might as well have a lying on the pitch, has had nothing to do. Aspilicueta to be playing with Barcelona next season. Interesting to see how he get on. True. Good little gig for him, isn't it? Experienced player, trying to rebuild the thing back in your homeland. Barcelona is still Barca. You know, he's won stuff with Chelsea. Everything there's been to offer. Say you played for Barcelona at the end of your career. Boy, Barca might be stupid. You might be able to finesse them for a 3-year deal or something. Spurs, better playing out from the back. It's Rudiger now. Should be a Spurs throw. Jorginho won it. Raw. Chelsea throw. Fair play, but I think that's a lie. I think Spurs can count themselves unlucky there. So. Nice to see AFCON's going to be on Sky Sports. I don't know if we should do some watch-alongs. I don't know if you lot want that. Saul. Looked like he's going to ground before he was fouled and he's lost it cheaply. Problem is Spurs just simply haven't got numbers forward. Like, it's a numbers game. Are there away goals in this competition? I actually don't know. Hope not. Rudiger ball over the top. Hey, James Baines is killing me. Man said my humor's very dry, so you lot won't find this funny, but pick up Doherty. Like I said, is any coincidence Doherty stinks up the place? Hold on a second. It could be 3-0 Chelsea, not with Werner. And Spurs have won the ball. Ndombile's done very well there. Saul's done even better to not lose the ball. It could have been a counter. Saul Niguez, what can he do? Good play. Hakim Ziyech, you know he's going to stink up the place. 32 minutes left of this clash. Hakim Ziyech ball in. Yeah. AFCON watch-alongs, I would say, from knockout stages, DG. Spurs will be the first club. Conte hasn't won a trophy yet, same as Mourinho. There are no away goals. FJ, I'm doing good, man. I hope you and everyone's doing better. Big up you lot. Again, it's lovely to watch football with you lot, but I hope everyone's doing well and safe. We need our health. Spurs getting out of their half better, but again, it's just not sticking, and it's back here with Kepa and Chelsea. About time. Extra time and away goals were scrapped in 2018-19 season for that Carabao Cup. So, yeah, we've been given a history lesson. Big up them for that one. So, yeah, nothing to worry about. If you lose, you lose. Oh, that looked like a foul on Davis. Late from Ziyech. Pressure in the duns. You know you can pressure. One said Doherty highlights. I mean, Doherty, that's the system tax. I don't think I've seen a play. Even me, like, I'm sure nobody was saying Doherty was amazing, but he looked fairly decent in the Prem at Wolves. And yeah, he looks anything but that. Last time we played Forest, didn't we lose? Exactly. I remember getting rubbed out there. So, but a 2-0 deficit isn't too bad for Spurs to turn around at home next week. It isn't, but that's assuming Chelsea are not going to score as well. I'd be more confident at 2-1 going home. Morris found Ndombele. Dusty touch by Ndombele. So that's Aspilicueta a dream. Dusty touch and he's lost the ball. Ziyech. Handball by Davis. Harsh because, I mean, it's booted into him. Doherty, a true Arsenal fan. Come on. Trojan horse settings. Nuno made him look wavy. But then again, maybe he was just frauding it because Nuno had him again at Spurs and then he saw he was rubbed. So, half an hour left of this clash, people. Man said Saul tried to do the Nketiah special. The drip isn't the same, man. Tanganga. I mean, Spurs have kept Lukaku relatively quiet, but you know they've still conceded 2 goals where they've scored. Emerson Royal, Harry Kane. Again, it's a numbers game. Spurs just simply don't get numbers forward. Mason Mount, Jorginho, Alonso. It's here with Werner now. Acres of space. He's gonna fuck it up though. Good play by Werner to cut it off the left. Fundamentally, it hasn't hit the target. Tuchel applauds. Because Chelsea haven't done that as much. And for Spurs, it's probably too easy. Not for the first time. It's actually too easy for Werner to come out and do that. Once again, you know, if Werner fancies, you know, updating his goal statistics against your team, you know, you're not doing good. It wasn't a bad effort. I'm drawing him out, but fundamentally, he's sailed wide, man. Sar's been given a yellow card for his foul on Harry Kane, where because of Sky Sports don't know what the actual foul was. Ericsson wants to kick ball again, and it's nice to see. Unfortunately, you have to mute people. Hope it's not serious for Kane. He's not moved from that position. I hope his face is still in 2. It might be long. There might be a red card in this. Sure, there's no VAR in this comp. Or does it come into effect in the semis? I don't know if Kane thinks he's lost the teeth. Hand to the face. Bit harsh. On current form, how many Spurs players get into Arsenal's 11? On current form, none. But always make a case for Son. Oh, you know what? SARS caught him late. I don't think there's malice. But yeah, you do got to check all your teeth is there. Defo think Arsenal can do a job against Spurs. The way you lot played against City made me happy that our match got postponed. Lol. Boy, I don't know, man. I don't know, boy. Because I know Spurs are not Liverpool, but people were saying we should do a decent thing against Liverpool. They said the same when we went into United. And now people say, how did you lose to the United? It's game management. Our game management what makes or breaks the difference. Omar, you just telling him to get up, mate. And now you're saying it looks painful. Harsh, mate. Aspilicueta has found Rudiger. DJ, are you excited for the weekend's new album? No. Imagine being 2-0 down and bagging both the goals. It's lit. Ball over the top. Werner goes chasing. Tanganga does well. It'll be a goal kick. Conte look baffled as to what's going on. Davies. Højbjerg. Kane. Kane looks to get another attack. But again, numbers game. There's just a sea of blue shirts coming like piranhas. Kane's won a foul. Kane, this is where you should leave and get further up the pitch. What is Kane doing, bro? That was shit, Kane. You're just lucky Alonso's done bullshit and inadvertently Spurs have a chance now. Emerson Royal, it doesn't beat the first man. Has it gone off? It will be a Spurs throw. That's where you need a bit more maturity from Kane. Just let your team get higher up the field. Well, we haven't done nothing. Arsenal ain't done nothing in the big games. I mean, we packed Spurs, of course. We done all right. You know, weren't the worst of performances against United. Didn't win. I'm not expecting us to beat Liverpool, but didn't win. Davis, you know, dropped points for winning positions against both Manchester clubs. You don't get points for doing all right. I'd say Kane's agility is 45. Do you listen to Gooner? Yeah. Højbjerg. Sideways pass. He finds Tanganga, who's had a hand in both the own goals. He finds Moura. Moura turns on it. Who can he bring in? Moura. Evades his man. Lucas Moura. Lukaku. Hakim Ziyech. I don't know if Werner's offside technically there, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't go in. I don't know where the offside. I don't think the offside flag went up. And yeah, man, you always got a chance when it's Werner. To be fair, that was a hard chance. I'm not really going to get at Werner for that. It's a good ball by Ziyech. She's onside. Tries to lift it over Loris. Is dead. It's not the, it's the right attempt, but it's what you'd expect. DJ, you better up all them rants. Alright, listen, man. Shout out rants. But I back if all the content creators played 11 aside, I'm not saying I'll be the best, but I think I'm coming home with a decent performance at fullback, innit? Kane's value dropping like mad, but Levy won't care and price him out another move if anyone's still interested. Probably Skip. Davis has gone on his bike. Skip doesn't elect to play the pass. Ultimately plays a 5-yard side pass to Højbjerg. Højbjerg eventually gets it to Davis, but by now, the chance is dead. Lukaku up against Skip, wins the ball. Lukaku. Good tackle on Lukaku by Harry Kane. End-to-end scrappy stuff now on Spurs. But again, Spurs are on their J's. And it weren't the worst of attempted passes to Ndombele, but Spurs are not getting numbers forward. It's like 4-man against Chelsea have about 5 defenders anyways. And then you've obviously got Thingy sitting in between. I can't lie, I've got Matisse over DG in a football match. Shout out Matisse, I'll take your word for it, man. Shout out Matisse. Just someone line it up, innit? DG being diplomatic. Someone line it up, innit? Someone line it up. What a pass that was from Ziyech, though. Jorginho to Lukaku, that's a foul. Ref says no, Sanchez wins the ball. Ndombele. Again, 4 options. I think the fullbacks have done dead, man. The fullbacks haven't been brave enough, haven't been good enough. Lucas Moura in possession. Finds Højbjerg. It's on this right-hand side now. Emerson Royal, been one of Spurs' better players. Moura has an opportunity. I mean, is this not fully sold out? I see a bunch of empty seats in the corner at Chelsea. Is that a special place they couldn't do that? I could see DG spanking in the free kick against you in goal. Don't know if I'm going to be the free kick taker, mate. Conte said it's a game of 2 games. It is. I think they have, man. I think they have. Your channel is becoming too boring and predictable and tiring to watch. Incorporate more panelists, please. Net worth. Well, if it's boring, respectfully, I hear you. I do my best for collabs and whatnot. If it's boring, it's so boring, you need to put in capitals and predictable. Respectfully, log off. Like unfollow, log off, keep it moving, man. Can't be everyone's cup of tea. Respectfully, I respect all of the DG Nation, but I get bored of content creators and musicians and things. So please head to somewhere where what tickles your fancy, man. Have a good day. See ya. Bye-bye. Can't be as predictable as a Højbjerg passed away. Son in possession. Ndombele. Aye. He doesn't complete. It was lovely skill by Ndombele. Do you know what I love about Rudiger and Lukaku? You lot are probably some of the strongest men on the pitch. The way they're fooling, like, give Adama Traore run for his money. I don't know why he's watching a boring channel, man. Like, keep it moving. The good thing about YouTube, I'm sure there's the panelists and them things there you'll see. He's allowed his opinion, man. He's allowed his opinion. I'm definitely not going to cry and die over someone who I don't know's opinion. Anywho, big up Matisse on Sky Sports. Good look for Matisse. Shout out to him. Matisse must be a good baller, but respectfully, not talking to me. I'll terrorize him. If he plays right back and I play left wing, even though I'm not there, I'll terrorize him. I'll terrorize Matisse. I will terrorize him. Bukayo Saka settings, I'll tear it. Martinelli, in fact, listen. See if I'm match fit. Listen. Spurs, good play down this left-hand side. Harry Kane. Good switch of play. Emerson Royal up against Alonso, please. Aspilicueta seems to be ushering something to one of his teammates. So it'll be interesting to hear these players' calls. Højbjerg bottled it against Mount. Mount wins it back, and Chelsea need to break here. Saul Niguez, probably his best performance I've seen in the Chelsea shirt. Not that there's many appearances in the Chelsea shirt. Saul, Lukaku on the right wing. This is going to be stinky. Lukaku, he's won a corner, accidental drilling. He didn't mean to earn that corner. Nonetheless, he did. Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic will be coming on for Chelsea, probably to inject, a lot more, just a bit more fresh legs. It does look like it's an even contest in the midfield, which wasn't the case in the first 45. Corner to Chelsea, not dealt with. Ziyech, it's not come to anything. Sarr will go back all the way to his goalie. So all of this. Finally, the subs have been made. One love to you lot tuned in, people. If you're just tuning in, it's 2-0 to Chelsea. You're probably coming at the best bit, to be fair. The second half's been slightly more of an even contest. Mason Mount will be one of the subs for Kovacic, aimed at probably just game management, controlling the game now, making, quite frankly, frustrating Chelsea. The Spurs, apologies. Saul Niguez, a bit harsh. Think he's had a good game, but it is what it is. Loftus-Cheek on. Lovely to see that from Tuchel. Seems like he's gassing Saul. 72 minutes on the clock. Saka settings 100%, broski. Harry Winks. Shout out Brad Friedel, man. What is Brad Friedel's exact role at Spurs? Of a skip off. What is your exact role at Spurs at this moment in time, Friedel? He's a club ambassador, it says here, but I ain't seen no club ambassador there. Mora, it looked like he was fouled. Ref has said play on. Ref weren't even trying it. It's not even an advantage thing. Ref don't think he was fouled there. Emerson Royal, Mora, Højbjerg. Ooh, put Winks under pressure there. Winks has been disarmed by Lukaku. Loftus-Cheek, who's fresh off the bench. Lukaku tells him to play Ziyech. This means, Lukaku wants his opportunity here. Loftus-Cheek square that. Come on, a bit of quality. Squares, dead. It's dealt with by Davis of Spurs. Is it, though? Because it's not. Hakim Ziyech. Oof. I don't think that's a foul. He sat Davis on his ass. David's able to win it back. Ndombele, that ball went off, ref. Son is shameless. He tried to keep it moving. Maybe Moore has been their best player. That's about it. DG and that smirk. Oh, man. If I'm match fit moving like Dembele, DG, you ain't scoring past me respectfully. You see, I'm not a goal scorer. But I know what you're a goalie. Bring it. I'll rattle you. I'll fully rattle you. Someone else might score. I'll rattle you. Wrong. I'll stand on the keeper. I'm going up like that. Appreciate the Ugandans locked in. Media and best ambassador settings. Bars on the floor, man. Kane wins a throw-in for Tottenham Hotspur on its left-hand side. 15 minutes plus any added on time left, people. Scoreline is still the same, and that is 2-0 to Chelsea, courtesy of two calamitous on goals from Davis and Sanchez. To be fair, Sanchez, I think he could count himself unlucky. Davis, you're doing calamities, along with Tanganga. Brad and Conte are wearing the same drip. Just tuning in. Very, very happy to see Spurs being slapped up. Chelsea's depth is actually mad. Don't tell that to their fans. I remember they were writing that they got the two best 11s in the Prem. Aspilicueta does well, sends it down the flanks. I gassed him. It's poor. It's not come. It's come off the pitch. Boy. Jorginho wins the header. Højbjerg wins the second. Back here to a Chelsea man, though. It's been the story of the game, really and truly, respectfully. That's been the story of the game, really. Straight back to a Chelsea man. At best, Spurs just haven't made it stick. Werner. Chelsea turning it on now. Alonso. Ball into the box. Who is that to? Ziyech. Ziyech is hell-bent on scoring a banger. If he hits the target, it's 3-0. It didn't hit the target. And, spare a thought for the fan who's probably, looking at their hot dog or Bovril and don't know a ball's about to smack them in the face. Rudiger must be annoying to play against a striker, of course. Because he has hands all over you and all that. Ziyech, Lord God. Davis is being given a tough time. Spurs are bottling. Davis asking Lloris, why are you passing me the ball? Lloris looking at him like, stop being a pussycat. You want to be a ball playing centre-back? You got to want the ball. Aspilicueta has a throw-in for Chelsea. Aspilicueta to Lukaku. Ooh, Sanchez, hands all over him. Not quite enough to get anything, but you want to be careful there. Rudiger, hands all over Kane. Lucas Moura. Dembele, who's injected something, I feel, but not enough. He's looking for that ref. Ndombele is looking for that ref. Has he given him that? Maybe Ndombele is just trying to get a rest. He's looking for that. Aspilicueta has let him get that. Aspilicueta is right. Tell him to get up, man. He's looking for that. You've bought it, Aspilicueta, but he's looking for that. He's looking to go down. Don't take much for him to go down. You're the way in Pakistan, but I don't think we're going to be able to play a game of football, mate. Anytime soon. Oh, man. Manglasar, Loftus-Cheek asking for it in the middle of the field. Alonso. Rudiger. That's been quite interesting. The Tuchel's telling him to go back home. Is it game watch o'clock? Game management FC time. Whoa, Loftus-Cheek. What did you see there? Whoa. Horrible pass by Loftus-Cheek. Sees possession gifted back to Spurs with this throw-in. Ooh. Looks like Loftus-Cheek is shouting, where's the options? Whoa. Great player, but bloody hell, what pass was that? I don't know what he saw there. He saw something else. Another sub for Chelsea. It looks like Pulisic will be coming on to bring some fresh legs. Shout to Dele Alli with the 6'9" colourful dreads, but it don't look like he knows he's coming off the bench. For Chelsea, Ziyech will be coming off. About time, really. Had some good moments, set up the goal, but extremely frustrating footballer, man. Pulisic on. Captain America. For Spurs, it looked like Brian Gill and Lo Celso will be coming on. For who, though? First, it would be Lo Celso for Son. That's probably aimed at the weekend, but it's in the FA Cup. Boy, I don't know. Son off. Who's coming on for Lo Celso? Lucas Moura. Moura and Son off. Maybe that's the white flag, but who knows? These guys might make something happen. I remember when Gill came off the bench against Arsenal. Indirectly, he's involved in the goal. One of the goals they scored. What was it? I can't remember the score now. Was it 3-1? Just know we won. With the new loan rules, Chelsea will be in big trouble next season. All that Deadwood. What's the new loan rules? Forgive me. Emerson Rowe acting like he's been shot. He's saying yellow card. He's trying to get him sent off. Carlisle Manglasar is a bit nonchalant. I mean, that's not a foul. Shut up, mate. You won the ball there, funny enough. Manglasar's a bit naive and, he needs to be careful. Celso to take his set piece. Ball into the box, headed over. Oh, Are these confirmed FIFA rules or these potential ones? Basically, you can only have 22 players out on loan. Chelsea have 28 currently. So probably have to sell a couple more, you know, or maybe do some bookie. Yeah, it's technically a loan, but it's a buyback. There's a buyback thing and all that nonsense. Son putting a 0 out of 10 performance. Ziyech is extremely talented, but he just goes through games. Very hot and cold. Like, he done some good things today, done some bad things. I don't think he's strong enough. Kepa. So it's time for a long ball forward. Chelsea today have had 17 attempts. Tottenham have had 4. Spurs have only had 1 on target. Chelsea have had 5. So really both teams been wasteful. But in the semi-final, to go into the next leg at 2-0, assuming it stays like this with 10 about to be 9 minutes plus added on time to go, boy. That's their second. No, these are potential rules to come in. The article I'm reading, it hasn't said they're potential, they're confirmed. Oh no, it is. It's confirmed, boy. Yeah, you gotta make sure, boy. Lone Army's looking mad. Emerson Royal in possession. Davies. Brian Gill, the substitute. Oof, couldn't control his balance there. But Spurs have a throw-in on this left-hand side. Crazy one. Davies. Brian Gill. Boy. Spurs trying, second half has been better. Lo Celso. Ndombele tries to stand it up. Really, I don't know what Ndombele was doing there. Should have seen his team, should have seen the ball out and let his team get a corner. Instead, he doesn't do that. Mangala had a good game. You can see the young centre-back's got stuff to work on. You can con him for a lot of fouls. Alonso. Patient play here by Chelsea. Game management o'clock now. Jorginho. Aspilicueta. No risk. We'll go back home to Rudiger. What is he looking, Pete? Chelsea would be harder to beat in the final, but I think I'd rather we had them if we beat Liverpool than us losing to Spurs in the final. You never know with refs these days. Trust. Alonso to Kovacic. Kovacic, didn't pull the trigger on the pass. Elects to switch play instead. He's here with Captain America. Pulisic cuts in. Aspilicueta gives it back to Pulisic. Patient play by him. Pulisic back to Aspilicueta. Jorginho. Looks like Chelsea are happy to protect their lead. If you can give them a third, they'll take it. I'm not necessarily forcing things. Pulisic loses the ball cheaply. He thinks it's Chelsea's ball. It's not. And it's here with Spurs. Winks. Højbjerg. Almost dispossessed. Is dispossessed now. Kovacic. Oh, ain't got the right boots on. Hasn't helped Lukaku. The chance is dead because the ball weren't good enough. It's kept alive with Chelsea here. Alonso. Kovacic. Loftus-Cheek. Jorginho. Loftus-Cheek. Aspilicueta. 6 minutes left. Pulisic. Never a foul. He's looking for fucking. There's been a couple of fouls. Ndombele's one, and now Pulisic. These are not fouls. Like, it's just physically and probably youth. Gill's not ready, man. I don't know if he'll be good in that, but he's just probably not ready. Can play ball. Marcus Alonso fancying it. It's gonna, probably favors a right foot. Alonso is known for his free kick. It's gonna take a lot to beat someone of Hugo Lloris's quality. Boy, Marcus Alonso, boy, straight into the Spurs a wall. Kovacic leaves it to Werner. Kovacic back to Werner. Acrobatically. Jorginho almost loses it. Kovacic and Jorginho make sure that's not the case. So, it's now here with Rudiger. Aspilicueta. Ooh. Goes back to Rudiger. Rudiger might elect to go back to his goalie, and he does exactly that. It's here with Kepa. He gives it back to Rudiger. Rudiger assessing his options. Says, I'm going to hit it down the flanks, probably for Lukaku. Lukaku against Davinson Sanchez. Davinson Sanchez wins the header. And as a result, the threat is gone. And it's here with Harry Winks. What can he make happen for Spurs? Been a bit anonymous since he's come off the bench. The Spurs are given a foul. 4 minutes left, people. Appreciate everybody who's hit the like button and all of those things. Davis, Brian Hill. I think the Spurs ladder's gone down. If the camera, I didn't really see the camera shot, but it looked like a Spurs man went down injured. I might be wassing. Emerson Royal, Lo Celso, Højbjerg. Spurs into the box, sorry. Oi, Spurs, Ndombele, that's the closest they've ever been. Ref says get up, Spurs desperate. That's never a penalty. Best chance of the game for the Spuds. Lukaku, 2-1 could have made it a different game. Instead, it's Chelsea advancing forward. Lukaku begging for it. He's got a lot to do if he's to score from here. Hasn't been selfish enough today. And Davinson Sanchez all game, he's never falling for that. Good battle between them two. It should at least be a corner. I mean, Lukaku has to realise he ain't got the tech for that. Brian Gill, mazy little run, too easy by Pulisic. Ain't got a defensive bone in his body. Lo Celso has the shot. Really, Chelsea really should be clearing their lines a lot better. Aspilicueta looks done. Oh, God. Maybe it's to wear the game down and that. Is that his night done? $151 likes. If you've hit that like button, thank you very much for doing such, people. I mean, come on, man. We all want to go. Hurry up, man. Surely that's the end. I can't lie. How many subs are you allowed? Aspilicueta, that's your night done. What's it, a Hudson-Odoi thing? One of the young G's. Harvey Vale coming on for a couple of minutes. More minutes under the sun at Stamford Bridge. Good little player, Harvey Vale. Corner to Chelsea. Swung in by Alonso. No one challenging. Easy catch for Lloris. Spare a foot for him because there's no options. Like, she's just going long for the sake of it. Lo Celso, that's an evident foul. I mean, Lo Celso's looking and then he crashes off Jorginho. Very stupid from him. Oh, God, it's gone wrong. Very stupid attempt. And the worst, Chelsea, their players are very experienced. And, Jorginho read it. Worst guy to do that to. This game is very low in quality. Trust. And, you know, Pulisic has been trying to make a mess of things. Almost makes a mess. There's 4 minutes of added time, by the way, folks. Long ball forward. Tuchel, Vex. Jorginho. Kovacic. Not for the first time today. Marcus Alonso, Meridian ran forward. Werner. Loftus-Cheek almost loses it. Make sure that isn't the case, though. Ridiger. Pulisic. Right, looks like that's all Spurs probably have to focus on the second leg. But can they get a goal before the end of this? Pulisic. Hakim Ziyech is one man of the match. Boy. Not too long to go, people. Kovacic has lost the ball and given it to Ndombele, who's lost it even quicker than Kovacic could gain it. He's won it back, made up for his mistake. Pulisic. He looks as knackered as the people who've played 90, to be fair. What happened to you? Loftus-Cheek. Werner. Pass it, mate. Kovacic. Loftus-Cheek. Pops it around the corner to Pulisic. Pulisic tries to stand it up to Lukaku. The quality, he tried, but the quality on the effort was not good enough. Overhits it. Hit it like he hated his teammate. Spurs have taken the throw in quickly. Kane looking for a foul. I think he's won one. Kane has a bit of a hit out at the ref. Chelsea fans happy. They know part of the job is done. Spurs just haven't believed. Maybe there'll be an element of belief with their home fans in front of them, roaring them on from the off. Chelsea in possession once again. Kovacic. Jorginho. Kovacic. Pops it around the corner, finds Lukaku. Lukaku gives it back to Kovacic. Oh, Harvey Vale is just too much for the young lad. Harvey Vale keeps it alive, though. Finds Pulisic. Pulisic. Kovacic. Harvey Vale gives it back to Pulisic. Pulisic to Vale. Vale gets it back to Kovacic. Good, neat play. Werner. Lukaku. That would have been a very good goal. Unfortunately, it's terrible. And Lukaku is extremely frustrated. Good play from Harvey Vale, Kovacic and Pulisic and co. Werner too. Would have been a very well-worked goal. If Lukaku could have just smacked that with a bit of venom and into the corners. Hasn't been Lukaku's day with the mediocre chances he's been afforded. Not quite the redemption he's probably hoping for from his fans, but he's worked hard. Don't get brownie points for that. 20 seconds left, people. Big up you lot for being here. Without you lot, it's dead. Watching Lukaku trying to take on defenders is painful. Trust me. Pulisic is tripping. I can't lie. Brian Gill snatched him up really quickly. That should be the end of it, really. Pulisic in no rush to take that. Pulisic eventually takes it. And that's that, people. Next week, again, Spurs have it all to do. They've lost 2-0 courtesy of 2 own goals. They had a bit more fight to them in the second half, but they've paid for not waking up. For Chelsea, end of the day, it's a semi-final. It's about getting the job done. I feel they should have put more daylight between the two sides in the first half. I feel there's been a lack of quality efforts from Chelsea, and they've been wasteful. The 2 goals have come from own goals, really. But Chelsea have just been decent, and they haven't needed to be more than that because Spurs have been very trash. I feel sorry for Conte because he clearly can drill you on tactics. Obviously, he's motivated because he's back at Stamford Bridge. He's motivated because he wants to get Spurs ahead. But once you lot cross that chalk line, you lot have to take it. And they look like Spurs players in that first half, on top of playing poor and a lack of quality personnel, just ultimately didn't believe. Now, it's probably going to be a different game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with the 12th man roaring them on, but they've got it all to do. It's been a shambolic performance, man. Exciting first few minutes, and then it was terrible, Dan. You're right. Boring game in the grand scheme of things. I would say let's hope tomorrow is even better, but we're not playing, are we, people? Obviously, again, I'm live at 10 a.m. on Twitch, people, where we're going to be speaking about this game of football in general. If you don't know, 10 a.m., 11:30, whatever time Rance's show is on, and then I'll be live at about 4:30 to play Football Manager, so the content doesn't stop. Still going to assume that we're having our game against Nottingham Forest, so between tomorrow and Friday, you know, we'll do a watch-along for that. I don't want to take up any more of you lot's evening. It's been a good game to watch, people. The second leg is on the 12th of January between these two sides. Arsenal's game's been delayed by a week, obviously due to the COVID stuff that's happening. Make sure you're supporting the thing on Twitch. I don't want to take up any more of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night. So I'm going to let you lot get out of here, man. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. I'm out. If I can find the outro.
There's always just that active when defenders, I think, like...